first ball being bowled by, who's the bowler? Willa, and was played down to fine leg by Stephen Fain for a single. And so yeah, we're here live at Freetown, where Mahaiko taking on Freetown. Mahaiko is batting. Freetown is in the field. Willock is the bowler that is bowling the first over. Ball that was outside the off stump, left alone by Darren Dana. So we get Clinton Payne and at mid-on, and Kenworth Scott, they both at mid-off, and they both play for the Mahaiko team that lost the third place game yesterday at the Coolidge. Played for Empire. Played for Empire yesterday, and they lost against All Saints for the third place in the ABC Super 40, and the finals is being played currently between the Blackhawks, Liberty Blackhawks, and Pickett's Crushers. Ball that was pitched outside the off stump and it moved further away and taken behind the wicket by Saminat. So the score is still 1 without loss. Mahaiko is batting. We had defeated Newfield yesterday. This ball will stay through the cover point region, and Darren Dana and Stephen Wisely send them back, and so the end. There is one more ball to be bowled. They change around the left and right combination. Stephen Fain now will be in strike. And the Mahaiko team defeated Willikies at Willikies yesterday by some 6 wicket, and still await the winner from Freetown and Seaview Farm. There's a discrepancy between. So we're waiting the confirmation of the winner between Newfield and Freetown and the Seaview Farm yesterday. And that's the end of the first over. The score now is 2 without loss. So Williki hasn't won any games out of 5 yet. Got one more game to play today against Newfield. I think that will be played at Newfield. Williki is playing against Newfield today. And the Police will be playing against Seaview Farm at Police. So as we watch a new pavilion is being built at Freetown Cricket Field, and by now I thought it would be already handed over to the sport complex, but Obviously not. But nevertheless, it's a good it's a good sight to behold after playing here for many years, and there was never a pavilion at the facility, and now the players can now boast of a pavilion when it's already completed in its entirety. So have a nice balcony looking over the players. A ball that was kept low and stopped with the feet by no signal wide by Nigel Brown. Mahaiku batting first, 3 without loss, and you're witnessing the Dave Joseph 35 limited over and the Mahaiku at Freetown. Ball is turned off of his leg by Stephen Fain, and Dono gleefully call him through for the single, and he's get it quite easily in the end. Jai Parch outfield. Ball that was pitched up, and Darren just defended easily and shouted wait by Stephen Fain, and there's no run. Fielded just to keep the bowler just through his follow through, picks the ball up and throw it to Clinton Payne at mid-on. He rubbed it in his funnel and return it to the bowler, and shortish ball which Darren didn't make much of a height, but he watched it close enough and pushed it into the cover. Stopped effectively by Williams, and there was no run. Pull through mid-wicket is Darren Donnett. This ball, will it goes, have enough leg, it will stop just inside of the fence. And will he get in? There's running for the third, and he does. Stephen Clinton Payne arm wasn't that strong, so the ball dropped and hopped 2 times before it gets to the bowler, and so they run 3. So there's bowler was driven down the ground and ricocheted into the stump, and there was no run. So that's the end of the second over. The score now is 7 without loss. Mahaiku batting, and just to remind you that this Dave Joseph Limited over competition is being sponsored by ACB, a Caribbean Bank, and there's some 44 years of partnership. It's more like a relationship, and there's so many relationship Mark has started and ended in in the homes, in the marriage, but this is like an eternal relationship between ACB and Parish League. We're in the 3rd over. Ball always peel off the edge down to 3rd man, and they run a single. Darren. So at the sticker wicket today, the Pickers Crushers will take on the Liberta Blackhawks in the ACB Super 40 competition in the finals. Ball that was pitched up, and Stephen pushed at it, misses goalkeeper Nathaniel, and the score moves on now to 9 without loss, and we're in the third over. Ball is down the leg side, trying, but the ball rushes into Stephen's pad and they run a leg by. Score moves on now to by 1 to 10 without loss. Shot. Ball that was brilliant save by Feeler in the covers. Ball was punched by Donna, and he came across nicely and feel it brilliantly. So the field is the fine leg, third man, a slip, cover point, cover, mid on, mid off, mid wicket and backward of square. And we're in the third over, 10 without loss. Mahiko's batting. Ball that was pitched up and it swings away, and Donna now is looking on the area where the ball really deviates and taking nicely behind the stump by Nathaniel, and there is no run. So Mahiko has beaten the Williki team at Williki's. The Williki was batting first, and they were 46 for 6, and there was a real fight back by the old veteran Ian Gore, who got a 53, and they mustered in the end 131, but the Mahiko team in reply beat them by some 6 wickets. Taim Tong, he got 4 wickets and 32 not out. And seeing now the kick just stepping in like he sprained his ankle somewhere. And so we just see the third over has been completed. The score remains on 10. Freetown's in the field. Mahiko is batting. There's Stephen drive off the face of the bat. Will Scott is coming around, and they'll get 2 quite easily in the end. And Saminat couldn't get around in time. Nathaniel, that is, but is AKA Saminat. We know him as. Couldn't get around in time. He's been playing this game for ages also. Who's keeping the fabric of Freetown. Ball is kept low side off to Stephen. Didn't play. And the ball bounces just in front of Nathaniel behind the stump, and he stops it the old-fashioned way with his pads. The way we used to see the keeper stopping the ball instead of, but nowadays the ball, by the time the keeper get down to trying to stop it with the glove, the ball will ricochet or eludes the glove, but the pad, when he stays right behind the line of the ball, you just rush it into the pad and he stays in front of you. So the score again is 12 without loss. Mahiko drive nicely down the mid-on and comes across and feel it easily, and there is no run. So after the the scenery from the police pavilion when all the traffic was flowing nicely, and you could see the houses in the putters in front of you. A baller was outside the off stump and taken behind a wicket by Nathaniel, and there's no harm done. And all the houses in front of you, when the business on the left at the police recreation ground, and on the right the John Hughes, the Johnson's village, and now we come, you see all shrubs at the Freetown cricket field. But this one is work off his pad by Stephen Fain, and coming back now for 2, and the score moves up to 2 to 15, 14 without loss from 4, and so just being joined by my partner commentator, John Baptist. So welcome, John. Long way from Pickens to.
It was a rather pleasurable drive, just enjoying the breeze flowing through the windows. Really was just a nice little cruise come up, I just enjoy the scenery. But it's good to be back into the community of Freetown, and I must say I'm really awed and impressed by what I've met here the last time I was here. But before we get back to that, and this is the bowler here coming over the wicket, and the batsman just driving, just probably opening the face there and just getting it into the extra cover region there for a single. So yes, Abdel, I must say I'm very impressed with what I have met here. When I came here the last time, I know we were scouring on the stand just behind of us here, and now to come and see this real fantastic pavilion here. I hope that we do take some shots of it, because I didn't even know this was being done up here. But this is a great effort by the community here. And that one is a short one, and that's what Fain loves. And that one was pulled. Bit of misfield, a chance for a run out, and that's something you'll probably hear very frequently once Stephen Fain is batting. You'll always hear that phrase, a chance for a run out, and there's one shot, so one shot signal. That was a short delivery. Fain was not in any position. Fain was not in any position to really play the pull shot, but a very compulsive puller as he is, and he just got it just a little bit in front of square there. Fieldsman made a little bubble of it, and they had the opportunity for 2, but probably Fain in his anxiety dipped a bit short. So the bowler coming over the wicket to Fain, and this one is further up and keeping a bit low. And no foot movement there a while ago, coach, just swaddling his bat at it.
Yeah, and we're just watching the contractor who constructed the pavilion, Neil. So he should be proud as a Freetown. He's from Willie Keys, really.
Oh, but I'm going to say Freetonian.
Yeah.
Willie
Conian.
Willie Conian.
Yeah, but he plays for Freetown for years now. And it's a very pleasant sight to see, because as I was saying earlier, I played many moons ago on this ground, and as you said recently, we used to shuffle under the basketball shelters, and still wasn't enough. And so seeing this pavilion here is a really good sight for the game, and hope that in the end, when it's really handed over to the sport club, that they really really show the appreciation and take care of it in the way that they should.
Most definitely, Abdel, and it's really good to see when the community, come together and put down, these sort of edifice. It's one of the things I know Taddy always speak about, having that clubhouse, having that avenue where the players can congregate and meet and talk. And so this one, another short one down the leg side, and Fain is looking to pull that, but he comes up with nothing but air, and the umpire signals wide. So one more run added to the score here. So yes, as Abdel said, we are right in the community of Freetown, just right on the compound of the Freetown Primary School. So basically our viewpoint is quite a lot of vegetation, and we know just behind those vegetation you have some excellent structures in Nonsuch Bay. I think Browns Bay is also behind of us here. So a real lovely area to be. But here comes the bowler over the wicket. And Fain is again just stabbing at that, and getting it behind square, and they come back comfortably for 2 runs. Coming off of the inside half of the bat, I would say, their coach, and running behind square for 2 runs.
Yeah, Stephen Fain is a very unorthodox batsman, but he is effective, not explosive player, but he stick around, he'll play like he'll out at any time, but he tends to get his bat on it and squirt it off somehow, and then you'll see an excellent shot played by him. As you said, he's a compulsive hooker. He's a strong lad, but he's not going to resist the pull shot.
Here comes the bowler coming over the wicket, and this one is nicely pitched. Just pitching just about on the fourth stump line, and just keep going. But Fain played it well, just showed his arm and left it alone. And so at the end of another over, we'll get the score for you. Mahaiko, 19. So it's 19 without loss?
Yes.
19 without loss. Who won the toss? Sorry. So Mahaiko winning the toss and deciding to bat. And so after 4 overs or 5? 5 overs, 19 without loss. So Mahaiko would feel pretty good with this. Abdel having won the toss and decided to bat.
It's not a bad start. The wicket is not the best so far. We'll wait to see how it respond later, because on the northern side, and it's keeping a bit low, and so you really got to watch it and be circumspect, and then you can go on from there. But they're setting a good precedent so far, left and right combination.
So it's Kareem Richards as he bundles in over the wicket to Donna, and Donna is forward, showing the full face of the bat there, just killing that down the wicket. One of the observations I've had with Stephen Fain and watching him over the couple of years is he's not a player that's really going to come forward. He's predominantly this back foot kind of player. And so he's always suspect for that LBW, and also maybe that's what caused a lot of run out. He's always on the back foot trying to get to him. But here's Richards coming, and that one looks like it's just coming straight into Darren Donna, and again he's respectfully forward there. So there's a slip, a man in the point, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, short mid-wicket, a man by the umpire square, and a man on the fine leg boundary, and one on the third man boundary. So it's Richards again, and this one is just angling down the leg, and there is Donna turning that, and they're looking for 2, but not possible, as the fieldsman got across quickly behind the umpire there, and effecting a good stop there. So one more run added to the score, so the score goes up to 20 without loss. We're in over number 6.
Yeah, so there's a final is being played at the sticker wicket, and because Crushers versus Liberty Blackhawks. Mark, is any scores yet? But we know of the third place game that was played yesterday, where All Saints came out victorious, and so we'll see who will come first or second here today. And but what do you take? What do you take on that game at
Liberta and All Saints and Empire and Pickets?
Yeah.
Oh my, that one is pitching just short of a good length. Fain not really forward or back, and just getting a thick outside edge, but luckily for him, just went into a third, fourth slip area and dropping in no man's land, and so he was able to get a single. But it should be a good game. I would say Liberta would have to be favorites, Abdel. I think they've been a bit more consistent than the Pickett's team, and with the addition, I understand. And here he's going down the leg side. He's going for a big sweep there, but probably getting the back of the bat or the glove and just lobbing up. Lucky for him, just dropping in no man's land. So the end of another over, very effective over. I think only 1 run coming from that over. So after over number 6, the score would move up to 20 without loss. Remember, Mahaiko winning the 21 without loss. Mahaiko winning the toss and deciding to bat. So we are having We're here at the Freetown Cricket Field, if I have the name right. Do I have the name right, sir? Freetown Cricket Field, yes. And you're watching the Dave Joseph, the ACB Dave Joseph 35 overs competition. So here comes the bowler there. Oh, that's beaten again. And again, as I said, Fane he doesn't really come forward. He just stands at his crease and plays. And luckily for him there, didn't get an edge, but the keeper didn't take it anyway. And it's a bye, so a bye signal there. So 22. Yeah, Abdel, back to that game at the Coolidge Coolidge ground. I would say Liberta would have the trumps with the addition, I understand, of Kofi and probably Jimbo Cornwall, Raheem Cornwall. That definitely would propel them way ahead in terms of the statistics. But we know cricket is played on the gate on the day
right.
and on the field, and so it all depends on who executes on that day.
Ball has been pushed down to.
Okay.
Look, this. Oh, and Stephen Fane ran. Oh, it's just so, you said it earlier. As long as Stephen Fane is batting, there's always a run out on the card, and it's not the first time he said it, and it's really, really come true. Whereas the ball was played by Darren Donna, and Donna weren't looking. It was a single, and Darren played it and was watching the run. Immediately the ball was played, and there Stephen Fane is being run out, so Michael lost the first wicket at 22.
You know, Coach, I hear a couple of murmurs that it was a single, but as far as I know in cricket, it takes two persons to run a single. From what I saw, Darren played the ball, and Darren's eyes was squarely on the ball, going straight to the fieldsman. The fieldsman didn't have to move an inch left and an inch right. Fane ran down. Donna never responded, never even made a budge, and Fane decided he was going to continue running. And so I guess I just have to differ a bit, and I have to put all that blame on Stephen Fane. You have to reckon, but your partner never responded, and I felt he should have adjusted quickly.
No, well, it takes a big man to apologize. I totally agree with you, because it takes two to run. So if the batsman weren't running, you turn back and then you talk about it after the ball is being retrieved. I always told the players that when I was coaching also. So it takes two to run. If he's not running, you don't run. So he really commits himself to the single before Darren even make a move. So I agree with you.
Yeah. My issue there is Donna did not even flinch. Donna did not even show an intent to run. So it's not to say there was a miscommunication. Yes, you were bellowing at him, but he never responded to the call. So there's no need. You had to realize, hey, this is going nowhere. Time for me to turn back. So again, I'm sorry, guys, but I have to put the blame squarely on Steve.
And I did. So yes, Stephen is the one who ran out himself. Because if there was a blunder, I can understand there's stop and go.
Yeah, if Donna had showed some intent in even looking for that single, Donna had no intent. Donna's eyes was always fixed on the ball.
Right.
He realized it was going straight to the fieldsman. The fieldsman had not even to move left or right. But the game continues, and a little half-hearted appeal here, but looked like he got an inside edge onto the pad there. Yeah, that water nearly killed me and all.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I got an update where Liberta is 230 for 8 in the last 2 overs, the 48 overs. So
wow,
we'll see how the Pickett.
That's going to be a challenging score up there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Pickett is in my view, they're a hot and cold team.
Yes, yeah.
The consistency is not there. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery there. That one kicked off of a good length there, and Donna played it well in the end, kept his eyes on it and just swayed out. But that was really a good delivery there, really waking up the batsman if he was sleeping, I should say there, and a good delivery. What's the name of this bowler, sorry? Willock.
Yeah, it was a good delivery. It really reared from a good length, and as you said, Donna played it nicely, and any better shot than that he'd be back in the pavilion.
Most definitely. So here comes Willock into Donna. This one is a little bit fuller and wider, and luckily
that's a giveaway.
Stays in there. So a dot ball there. Well, Abdel, I'm telling you, Pickers are going to have their work cut out for them. They have some good batters in the my challenges. They're not consistent, and they're too hot and cold, you know. So
I totally agree with you. The I'll tell you straight out that they have a good um, talent. That's a brilliant shot.
brilliant shot
Player
there
by
by Donna.
Darren Donner. It rolls just about now into the fence before. Into covered, ball was full, and he drives it through the covers, and there he gets 4. So Mahaiko moves on by 4 to 27, 27 for 1, and that was a really good shot.
Yeah, that was excellent. Well, that was a shot of the day for me since I've arrived. Really just coming forward, leaning into it, and just slightly opening the face and caressing it through the cover region there. And really beautiful 4 runs there for Darren Donner.
And he's got to make amends of the run out, even though he didn't run. So he really had to make amends to get some run to justify to the captain that the run wasn't on. So he needs to get 50 and onward to really set the stage for a win if they do so in the end. But 230 in the last over. I totally agree with you where the Pickett's young batters, they're very up and down, they're hot and cold, and you can't. It's not a team that you can really rely on knowing that you're going to win. And even from the
That was a beauty. Sorry there, Abdel. That was a beauty there by Kareem Richards. That ball just looked like it pitched just about on or about the off stump and probably just seamed away a bit and just beating the outside edge of the new batsman who is Jedediah. Full name. Jedediah Martin. Yes. Wow. Abdel, I'm seeing a new revolution in cricket. All these young guys who used to be tier-way fast bowlers are now becoming opening bats and premier batsmen. I saw that yesterday with Malik, and now Jedediah. I knew him as a
spin bowler first, and
yeah.
then now he's running off. And yeah, I must say that he's been consistent for Jennings in terms of runs and the wicket. You know, he's just there. That not over the, nothing to write home about, but he's consistent enough to merit his place into a Mahaiko.
A loud appeal there by the bowler. I'm sure he looks like if he had an opportunity to review, he would have reviewed that. He felt that was out. But umpire Nigel Brown was very early in his affirmation that was not going to come on and hit the stump. So not out there.
So I was saying that the Pickett's officials, they show some cowardness in the fact that just because they heard that Rakim and Kofi is coming home, they begin to talk it's unfair, and I don't know what's unfair about that, because they're Liberta players and they were on duty overseas, and if they had the privilege of bringing home the boatswain and the tier field, they would have done that. But
Coach Hughes, I'm going to have to cut you there. I don't believe you heard right.
In terms of?
That the Pickett's team would have said, or anybody would have uttered the word that is unfair.
You want me to call the name?
The bowler, Coach Abdel Hughes.
Yes.
When I heard that
Rakim
and
Kofi
was going to come in as an addition,
mm-hmm.
I immediately said, well, if I was in the coaching shoes, that would have been a motivational inspiration for me.
For whose team?
For Pickett's.
Yeah.
Because this is where I would be really now pumping my team to understand, hey, and there's a slug, I would have to say, just hitting across the line, Jedediah, and finding the gap between the extra cover there, and the wide mid-off, and they're able to get 3 runs. Wow, that's good running. Excellent running there.
Very good running.
Very good running there. Yes, Abdel. Coach, I was saying, wow, if I was the coach or the management, or part of the management of the Pickett's team, I'd be immediately pulling my guys together and say, hey, guys, this is an opportunity to write your name in the book. You are playing against West Indies. Leeward
Leeward,
Islands caliber, and this is an opportunity for you to register your curriculum vitae on the map.
Exactly.
And we'll be hitting the practice, not continue, we'll be hitting
Yeah.
the practice fields even harder.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be working on our whatever we know, whether it's a bowling, hey, what is the shortcoming of Kofi? We're trying to pitch that line, what if it's Jimbo, whatever, we'll be working on those. So I'll be using that as a motivation. So that will be pumping my players. So if they were lethargic and thought they had this game in the bag or it was an easy game, then I would be pumping them up. So I'm surprised to hear you say that, and I can't accept that, and I don't believe that.
No. But actually, I didn't hear it, but I was called from people overseas who heard the program where Garfield Joseph, that's his name, Bike, who called Bike, who called in to Jojo and who complained how it's unfair to have Rakim and Kofi's joining Liberta when they didn't play in the preliminary round.
We'll come back to that as Willock comes into Jedediah, and that's down the leg side. And good take there by the keeper. That was heading down, probably could have eluded, and a wide signal now. So wide signal. So a little bit of pace there, but just not lining it up there was Willock and going down the leg side. Well, I would just say to that, it's unfortunate if that is the mindset of the team. I maybe I look at things a little different, Coach. I'm looking at the development of my players. I would like the Kadeems, the Elroys. Yeah, come. This is an opportunity. You're going to face a higher brand of competition. This is where you're going to test your game. You're not playing against your caliber now, and this is preparing you for the next step. And this is how I would look at it as a coach.
Well, listen, I'm totally in agreement with you because I've as a coach beaten Alberta twice in the Cool and Smooth T20 with different teams, Bethesda and Pickett's, and that was my motivation. To me, the coach is the engine of a team. Got to get the belief going that you can do it. This one is
pulled through, but not really connecting, getting the time in there. And man, this is some good running here. Really pushing Donna. I'm not certain how fit Donna is. Has a couple of pounds on him, but you could see Jedediah is very quick within the wicket, and he's really pushing Donna. And good run in 2 runs. So short of a lane delivery, and Jedediah was quick on it. I don't think he was in the perfect position, but he was quick on it, and he got it through the mid-wicket region and was able to run a quick 2.
Yeah, so as a coach, you need to put the belief in your players that, hey, the 11 that's going out there, there's a very good shot played down the ground by Jedediah Martin, and he gets 4 down to over the mid-off region, and the score moves up to 38 for
38 for 1, yeah.
Mahaika was batting, and so I couldn't believe my ears when I hear that negative feedback coming from the executive branch of the Pickett's team. But hey, Rakim is a man just like Elroy. A ball get Rakim just like Elroy. That's what you have to think and let the players know that you can do it.
Most definitely. Well, here, Jedediah seems to be in a very aggressive mood, and he goes again over the top, and this one is over a wide long off, and it goes into the boundary now. So Jedediah seems to be in a no-nonsense mood, seems to be going after the bowling, and now his second consecutive 4. First one was over the long on region, and now this one is over a wide long off, and so he's taking the attack to the bowlers there.
Yeah, there's some too aggressive shot, too positive. He didn't go half-heartedly. He makes in mind he's going to go over the top. And, this saying where don't hit the ball in the air. There's a gap in the air. Yeah? That's a code. You can't tell how are you going to hit the 6? Where the 6 is? In the air, right? So you can deliberately. This one is hit
beautifully. Almost a replay here, and the bowler, I think, is not making the adjustment. He's given the width outside of the off stump, and Jedediah is not backing down. He's throwing that blade at it, and 4 more runs. So a hat-trick of 4s there, Coach Hughes.
Yes, very, very well played. Positive intent, and when you're positive, things will happen. As you know, I remember back in 19 76, 75, 76 series in Australia, West Indies versus Australia. And you will remember here Vip said, when you go hard. Because with the fly over the slip, if you go half-heartedly, go into the hands. But when you go hard, it go over the top.
This one is short outside the outside, and it's cut off of the little toe end. But as you said, Abdel, when you're positive, things goes your way. And this is 4 consecutive fours. And so Jedediah is really going after Willock. Not certain if there's some personal venting being done here, but this looks like an attack on Willock to say, hey, I'm going to push you back. But very good batting there in terms of the end results. 4 consecutive fours. And so at the end of that over, the score goes up to 49. 49 for 1. And how many overs completed? 9. 49 for 1 after 9 overs. So just about 5.5 runs and over there, Coach Hughes.
Yeah, very good intent by Jedediah, and you could have seen the positivity in his stroke play. It wasn't a half-hearted measure, and he's success. He's been success by playing positively, and so Darren now got to just play a supporting role and allow the young man to, just go on his merry way by turning over the strike.
This one another shout, but this time, quote, the umpire say not out, bat and pad close together. I heard 2 sounds, wasn't certain if it was the bat hitting the pad or was the ball ricocheting from the bat onto the pad. But the umpire was very solid in his not out decision.
Yeah, from the back of the batter.
Oh, this one again, and this time he gives it out. So you got to give credit to the bowler there, Coach Hughes. Keeping it full. Donna was not very convincing there, and looked like he probably played across the line or was deceived there and hitting plumb in front. And the umpire Brown this time putting the finger up, and so Donna is ruining that opportunity there. And so another wicket goes. So in over number 10, Mahaiko winning the toss and deciding to bat. They are 49 for 2.
And this gotta be the how many games has they played? This has to be his 4th leg before. From 5 games for Darren, so he's not really picking up the straight ball that are not getting bat onto ball, and there's not something he need to look into.
Question here, Coach. What would your instructions be going out here? Jedediah has been playing pretty positive. Donna has gotten out. A new batsman is there. Does Jedediah continue in that ultra-aggressive mode, or does he try to rein that in a bit and play a little bit more controlled?
Well, if the ball is there to be hit it. Yeah? Don't play it safe, but hit the ball. You don't put yourself back in a shell. This little Malinga is very capable of holding up an end. So instead of thinking that he's young, he's very, very capable. So you just go and play your strokes.
So good reward there for Richards. He bowled an excellent over there. The last over really had beaten Jedediah quite a few times, and this time boring the defense of Donna, hitting him plumb in front on the pad, and so another wicket and a wide signal there by umpire Brown. So not getting it right would have been very disappointed after getting a wicket. As the last delivery you'd want to bowl was a wide delivery down the leg side. You'd want to be right on target there, really testing the batsman there. But here he comes, young Bruni, as Richards over the wicket, bustling in. This one is a short of a length, and the Bruni just coming forward and nudging it a bit, probably hitting a little bit high on the bat. Remember, he's a short guy, so any little bunks will be a bumper to him. Sort of that, Coach Hughes.
Yeah, I was told that he batted pretty well yesterday on a very difficult wicket at Willie Keys. He got some 19 runs, but he batted. This one is a nice length, but he strokes it, shows some positive intent. Instead of being in a shell, he's stroking it, whereas if it is in the area, it shows that he will be playing some shots. He's also a bowler. He said he picked up 2 wickets yesterday, and he's as I said when they were playing against Police, he's very a bowler with kept it very low outside the off stump.
Yeah, that's a challenge I'm seeing with the pitch since I've arrived. The bunk seems to be quite inconsistent. More often than not, keeping trifle low, and so you won't want those to be on,
Stumps.
on the stumps, as that can be spelled trouble there for you. But there's a slip, a point. This one is nice and full, but Bruni is to the mark coming forward. So a successful over there for Kareem Richards, getting the wicket of Darren Donner. And so at the end of over number 10, the score is 49. 50, sorry. Oh yeah, wide was bowled. 50 for 2. 50 for 2. Remember, Mahaiko winning the toss and electing to bat.
But another observation, John. I can't help but to wonder when I see Greg Skeppel, who is a regular feature now in Pickett's lineup, playing in first class. Haven't played first class over probably 20 years, and you just pick him up, and to me as a coach, it's a concern, right? And then, and basically, it's just there's no other player around to use, and so for the amount of players that the executive and the coach been asked to come and play for Pickett, I wonder where are they. And the thing is, for me, I mean, as a coach, you coach who you get. Instead of looking for players to come all the time, then there's where you build this nucleus of player that you have, and you can build a foundation. But when people come in and out, there's no foundation.
There's a new bowler coming from the pavilion end, and that looks like Harry Geetish Harilal. So Harry has been around. That's another stalwart, Abdel. Geetish has been around for quite a while. He played for a few teams. This one is just outside the off stump. And Jedediah, I felt, didn't come fully forward. It was half-hearted. Probably not committing himself fully to the shot. And maybe luckily for him, he didn't. And so he just went past the outside edge. Here comes Harry again. And this looks like a little slight inward movement. Nothing too big there, Coach.
Yes. He's been around. He's been around for quite a while. He played for first class for All Saints and Rising Sun. He played Parish League for the St. Paul's, and now he's with the Freetown. So he's been around.
Well traveled.
Well
And he gets through his overs very quickly. Kind of remind me of Amos. And again, here's Jedediah just feeding for that one outside of the off stump, but the keeper not corralling that. So don't think he got an edge, but you'd want to take those. So when the edge comes, you're comfortable with that ball coming into your gloves. Here's Harry Lal about 4 steps, and this one is turned off of the pad to a short mid wicket and a chance for a run out, but good running there by the youngster Bruni, lunging in at the latter end to get that single. And so the end of over number 11, the score is 51. 51 for 2 after over number 11. Mahaiko winning the toss and electing to bat.
Yeah, so just see some yeoman work been done by Neil, who get some water off of the balcony of the pavilion. Nice constructed, but the hole in the water could be on the floor could be a dangerous thing going forward.
Yeah, but I think, Abdel, I'll just want to focus on the positives here. I'm telling you, this is just magnificent, Abdel, and I must give credit. We must give credit to the organizers, as you said, the contractors, the thinkers of the project, whoever the brainchild of it. We really got to give these people credit, because this is what you need. You need facilities. We want the players to come and play, but we have to give them the tools. We have to give them the machinery to work with. And so I think this will augur well for sports in Freetown. There's a new bowler here coming over the wicket, the left-handed bowler and a wide signal there. Jedediah having a big swish at it outside of the off stump. So Jedediah is showing his intent still showing that he's going to be ultra aggressive.
But he's just facing the first ball from a new left arm fast bowler, Yannick Watley, and he's the first delivery, and he went at it in the no ball now is signaled by Brown, umpire Brown, and they run a single. So um, Malinga will be facing that no ball. But an observation where the first baller was bowled by Watley, and Martin went at it, um, and he faced an over from Harlal, and he was very circumspect. So he loved the ball coming onto the bat, and those that are thrown up.
Well, we'll have to watch and see how he continues here, but it's going to be Malinga as he's going to be facing up now to Yannick, as Yannick, left-handed seam bowler, coming over the wicket, and this bowl him, and he's bowled him.
Free hit.
Oh, it's a free hit. Oh, I wasn't sure they had free. Okay, my apologies. So a free hit. Okay, I wasn't really aware that the free hit was active in this competition. So sorry, Bruni. I didn't think he played. He just looked a bit casual there to me, Abdel. Just like he just swayed the bat there, not really going with any intent on a free hit. But no damage done.
And they see Wills is talking to him because they both played for Rising Sun in the first class arena.
So Yannick will try to get it right again as he comes into Bruni. And this one now is just outside the off stump. And again, the keeper showing some challenge in collecting that ball cleanly. Just bobbling it there.
I wanted to have a watch at Bruni. Whenever he defends, the left foot, the foot comes down the wicket instead of being across to the line of the ball. If you take a watch, there were some youngsters that we saw yesterday for Newfield who are doing the very same thing. Now coming in line of the delivery. This one is worked off the pad down to the fine leg region, and it was fielded by the
leg by.
By the fielder, and they run 2 leg by. But the young players today, they're not getting in line of the delivery, so they stay on leg stump and push at the ball. And so if the ball is not full, or if it's coming in, they probably could play. But if it's going away from them, that could present some challenge.
Again, this one is outside the off stump, and the keeper really making a hash of it. And so 4 wide, sorry, coming there. Keeper not really getting his body behind the ball, just trying to use his pad to stifle the ball, but the ball eluded him and ran down into the boundary there. But coach, I'm going to have to show it back on you now. Isn't that the responsibility of the coach to identify these flaws and work with these players in this stage of their career? Isn't it the perfect time? I remember you told me yesterday you can't teach an old horse new trick, and this one is helped down the leg side there, and a bit of misfield there by the man on the long on boundary, but they only get a single. So I guess Jedediah wanted to keep the strike. Nice shot there by Bruni, ball just angling down the leg side, and he just helped it.
I believe when I make reference to the old dog new tricks, it was an older batter. But when it comes to the young ones, most definitely the coach is the one who has to rectify that problem. Because, as I said to you, Pereira, who opened for Newfield, who was doing the same thing, but when the shot that was played down to the third man region, and they ran a single by Martin. So when he came up, I pointed it out to him, but then I could point it out to him, but it's his coach who have him on an everyday basis to rectify that problem.
Yeah, I see, Coach Hughes. I know I might be getting myself in some problem here with my comments, but I hold a lot of responsibility to the coaches. I somehow believe most of our coaches are more intent on winning. And while winning is a good culture, if we don't develop the players to be able to win consistently, and only how you can win consistently is when you do the right things consistently. And if we don't develop these players, we have a little break, guys. Just some adjustment in the gears by the batsmen, so you're not missing any cricket. If the coaches don't, as you say, you stay from here and you see that, hey, you're noticing that Bruni is just getting that foot down the wicket, he's not getting across. So in maybe 2-3 sessions this week coming up, that is something definitely you'd have in your chart. This is what we're going to work on, and I'm not certain, and I know I might take some flacking for it, but I'm not certain if majority of our coaches are doing that with our young players.
Well, I think when you got the mic in your hand, it's your responsibility to speak the truth. And so if you get some flacking, it's because you speak the truth. When Jesus speak the truth, he gets some flacking, right? And so when that's being said, the coaches had to acknowledge the fact that we look for more win than doing the right thing and building the foundation. So when you start, when you're doing the right thing, you're gonna lose. This one is being pulled through back of the square by Jedediah Martin, and it goes now into the fence for 4. There's Clinton Payne, who is spinning. Again, he's one who's normally run off, but I don't think if he thinks that Parish League is nothing to deal with. But Jedediah is going to show him that something is something to deal with.
Abdel, age is a defining factor in a lot of the decisions we make as we go along. But I'm trying to figure out, wasn't it Harrelal who bowled the last over?
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out why the change was made. I don't know if they spotted something. He would have beaten Jedediah Bat on quite a few occasions in the last over, and I thought he would have had another crack at Jedediah, but the captain, I guess, saw something else and decided to make a change. So
I don't know if there's a bowling change that Harrelal will be going at the end instead of the end that he bowled from. So let's just watch and see.
So a single there, just tapping that one into the offside and getting a single. So Payne looked like he's bowling a little off spin there. If that's what it looks like to me. Not certain if he's getting too much movement there, as Bruni is taking a guard again, so getting himself prepared.
But then again, unfortunately, most batters around Antigua and even the Caribbean, the moment you stand up from a few pace and throw your hand up in the air, you give in, you know.
Well, we got to give our West Indies team a big credit for winning a big series here. Bowling out in England for I think about 120 or 20 something, and then they made 20 without loss, so winning comprehensively by 10 wickets. And so I think a good win for them, and let's hope that they can build. We always say, we're turning the corner, and that corner seems to have a long bend, but let's just hope that we can see some continual improvement. I think for all of us, there's a little drive outside the off stump, but as coach said, not really getting his foot in line with the delivery, and Beaton going for a drive there. So the end of another over, and at the end of over number 68 for 2 from 13. 68 for 2 from 13. So remember, Mahaiko winning the toss and elected to bat. We're here at the Freetown Cricket Field, and I'm telling you, I'm standing here in a real lovely edifice, pavilion put down here. Not completed, but I'm telling you, it's really looking like a hallmark, and I think something that the Freetonians can be proud of. And I would really put out there, hey, if you're listening to this commentary, if you're call and you're from the Freetown community, check with them, see what you could offer, what assistance they may need. They may need some furnishings. They may need some help to finish it up. And sure, call them up and let them know, hey, what can I assist with? And really put a hand in this. This is going to go a long way in really helping the sporting development, and I'm sure cultural also development in the community of Freetown.
Yeah, so just as I said, as Clinton comes from how he was, he now replacing.
That had 2 edges there. I heard an edge there a while ago. I'm wondering if that came off of his pad or the bat there, but the keeper again not really collecting cleanly. So yes, Coach Hughes, you were spot on there. Harrelal was changing in, and Jedediah getting a bit frustrated there, going for a big. Oh, good effort there by the man there on the forward square boundary there. There was Jedediah after being beaten there, deciding I'm not going to play around anymore, and he swiped it across the line. But the fieldsman there wasn't able to get around in time, and so 4 runs to Jedediah there.
There's a brilliant effort by Willis down there at the back of the square, mid wicket region. But Jedediah now is taking on Harrell with the win. He bowled over where he allowed the ball to just bowl because he wasn't hitting against the wind. But then now the second delivery, he swatted him down to back of the square for 4. As we watch Jedediah defending, and there's no run, fielded in the cover by Clinton Payne. And so Police has on a roll, has won 4 out of 4. Ball was punched to cover nicely, give him some room by Martin, and Clinton is after it, and they just run 2. The ball is now back into Harlal. And so yeah, Police is on a roll, and they'll be taking on the CV Farm today at Police. Very good batting surface, and we see how that one comes out. Freetown has won 3. Freetown has won 3. Wilkie has lost some 5 or 4. Beautiful shot by Martin.
There, hitting it behind point there, and they come back easily for 2 runs. So Jedediah seems to be a lot more comfortable with Harrell from this end. Didn't show that from the pavilion end. And so at the end of over number 14, the score goes up to
74.
The score goes up to
74.
76. 76 for 2. 76 for 2. And let us remind you, you're watching live cricket, the ACB Caribbean, ACB Dave Joseph 35 overs competition. You're watching it live on the Parish League network, both our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Instagram channel. I'm not certain, Mark, are we on channel 8 as yet? Not as yet? All right. So I can guarantee you sooner rather than later we'll be coming on a television station near you. But yeah, good to be in your company. We're all the way on the eastern side of the island. Lovely breeze being blown across the field here in a real lovely edifice. I can't keep speaking about it. Just sitting in this little pavilion. Between innings, Abdel, I'm going to go downstairs and look around, see what it looks like. Mark, we need to take some pictures of this, just as we did when we went to Erling. So a single to start the over. So the new bowler coming from the pavilion end, that is Watley. Okay, so it's a change. Okay. So the left arm Watley coming from the pavilion end now. And let's see what field he has here now. It look like they're spreading the field for Jedediah. So they anticipate that Jedediah is going to be still positive. So they're spreading the field. Have a man on a wide, long off position. Man in the extra cover point. Short third man. Short fine leg. Square the wicket. Okay, still some adjustment being done into the field. So left-handed Watley coming over the wicket to Martin. And this one just pitching just about a leg coming onto him, and he's just coming forward.
I know you like to talk about the positive, and I like positivity. But and the pavilion is brilliant. It's very, very nicely built and looking over. But it's gonna need players. It's gonna need young. And there's no ball has been signaled now by the umpire Jacob. So there's a free hit in place.
Just a quick update on the ABCA Super 40 finals. 234. 234 was the end score for Liberta, and Pickett's in reply, they are 20 without loss. So this was a wild swing here by Jedediah Martin, and luckily for him, the ball not carrying to that man there at a short, wide third man area there. Oh, it was a free hit. Okay, sorry, I was down in my phone giving some updates. So the field now collapses a bit in when young Bruni gets on strike.
As I was saying with the pavilion, you're going to need young players to utilize this pavilion. I mean, when you got the old stalwart still waiting to be playing, and he played yesterday. Um, Nathaniel is still behind the stump, and I've played with Nathaniel in donkey years ago, and he's still playing.
Yeah,
So I mean, you're going to need. I know they're important to be there to keep them together, but you're going to need a nucleus player to utilize this.
Well, you couldn't be in a better position than you're right next to the Freetown Primary School. So if you're looking for the farm, it's right here. We got to find them inside of these halls here, pull them out, get them here in the afternoons training with the team. Actually, no ball, and there was just going to be a stifle appeal there, an appeal a while ago, but after the umpire would have signaled no ball, he pulled out of it. So no ball there. So overstepping. Yes, Coach Hughes, as I said, we're in the right environment, right in the Freetown Primary School. When you look behind here, you see all these youngsters playing a little basketball. And I'm sure this venue is not only for cricket. I'm sure it's just for any community cultural event that the community may have. And so I think this augurs well for good community development. Here comes Watley. And another wild swing, looked like a slow ball there, but free hit again. Okay, so it's I'm missing these free hits. So when the free hit is, the guys are really putting it, but getting nothing out of it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It sounds good, but then it's got to be somebody who's going to have to look and have that program in place to get them out of the school. Not just say. We also over into Erlins. Erlins have a beautiful.
That's a beautiful shot, and coming across. So, but good field placement by the Freetown team, recognizing he loves that area there. But it was a beautiful shot there, just up and over into a wide. Yes, Abdel, I agree with you. There has to be a program. Where does that program come from? Does it come from the
ministry?
From the ministry?
Yeah.
Does it come from the community? Does it come from the district? Can Freetown and Newfield come together as neighbors and harness bring those talent together, because maybe the quantum cannot be found in Freetown. Can we reach over to Bethesda? Can we merge and get some, a nucleus? I don't know.
Well, listen, whatever it takes, they got to find some way, because I'm still saying, to have a pavilion like this, which is brilliant, very, very good idea, but then who's going to use it if you don't have a program in place to get players to come through?
Loud appeal here, but not out.
And it takes you over into Erlins, the same complaint. Where's the now? They have Old Road School, they have Erlins School, they have, around them, but then you have to have a program. Who is going to utilize that? It can't just be built for when touring teams come into our shows, yeah? So there's some program got to be in place to.
Well, I know on our show we do every Thursday afternoon. This one is turned a little bit aerial, but luckily for him, no one really. Just a little bit behind the umpire there. Bruni just turning it. Came off a little bit in the air, but luckily for him, no one in that area. I know one thing we have that has been enunciated quite a lot on our show on Thursday afternoon is to get back the primary school cricket. Get back school into the primary school, because it is of the view that, hey, this is where you can start to nurture them. You can start to see a little talent, and it's the best place. You speak about those technical facets of the game, right, and it's the best time to really instill those discipline in the players. Here comes Harilal now into Jedediah, and Jedediah is lunging forward and just tapping it into the onside there.
Yes, and the primary school used to be a thing in the past where cricket used to be played in the primary school, and it goes then into the secondary school, and then they go into the community, yeah, and then from the community it builds up from there. So that's the foundation that was built right there, but then there's no more. So what you'll find a ball that was played just into maybe the region by Jedediah, and there is no run, the end of the over. So what you'll find is a young batsman, a young bowler, who is even a spin or whatever the case is, leave straight from school in itself, and he's going straight into a first class team, and he doesn't have that fundamental to be in the highest level cricket in Antigua. So when that happens, the highest level of cricket diminish. So that youngster leaving the school, yeah, come into first class and not into Parish League, because what is Parish League? Yeah, in their view. But just a reminder that the Parish League has produced all the test players, all the Leeway Island players. They came through that channel. Yeah, so they somewhat disdain that Parish League name and jump right into first class because it sounds good. Yeah? But then you need a quality when you get to that first level. You need that quality and that quantity so that the level of cricket can be maintained.
I remember when the minister had made the announcement that they were going to look to pump some monies. Here's a chance for misfield there. Bad piece of running between the two batsmen. There was Bruni just tapping that into the offside, and both batsmen were staring at each other right in the middle of the wicket. And fortunately for them, the fieldsman ran over that, and so that could have been trouble there. Yeah, I remember when the minister had made the announcement that they were going to pump some monies and trying to get a semi-professional league or so like that in Antigua. And I remember Taddy came on the show and he said, that's foolishness. And I said, boy, Taddy, very critical. Now, Taddy loved to really cry down people. But then, when you really listen to what Taddy said, hey, what we really need is to get our grassroots cricket up, get our primary school cricket going, get gears for our players, get the facilities, the equipment,
right?
And when after giving really much thought to what Taddy would have said, obviously that seems to be the best approach we can take, other than this whole professional league. Yes, the professional league is a nice thing, but that is after you would have had the other facets. And there is a single. We have a slight little drizzle here at the ground, so if no ball again, we have to make some adjustment with our cameras. So if the live feed is down, play with us as we are making some adjustments with the rain, having to protect our equipment. So another no ball. So definitely Watley's having some challenges with his run up. This is about the third or fourth no ball he has delivered in his spell. Looks like the rain has passed.
So there's another free hit on the way to Bruni.
Yeah,
we'll have the opportunity in making.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, making this opportunity counts.
Luckily for Freetown, they'll be happy to have Bruni on strike for that. Then Martin, and Bruni's going for a little swish, and it gets off the inside half of the bat and goes behind square, and so they're able to get 2 runs. So 2 more runs to Bruni, and 2 more runs to the Mahaiko score.
Score now is Mali. The score 79, 89 for 2. Mahaiko.
$89 for 2. So a good start. He's pushing, going looking for a single, but he's turned back immediately. I don't know, these batsmen are really feet happy, I should say. Their feet just keep moving. And but at the end of over number 17, the score is 89.
89 for 2. 89 for 2. And so I think Mahaiko would be pretty much satisfied with this start, having won the toss and elected to bat. 89 for 2 from 17. Another, are we playing the full 40? The full 35?
35, yeah.
Right, so another 17 overs gone, another 18 overs, Abdel. Even if you're able to double that, and you must tell yourself you could put maybe 1.5, you're looking at close to 200 runs. I think Mahaiko would feel pretty good if they're able to attain that.
Yes, and the way in which Jedediah is going, even though he slows down a bit, he shows that he got the ability to score to score rapidly in the. So we'll see how the.
Well, Coach Hughes, I'm just being reminded. I'm saying 200 would be a good score, but just being reminded that Sevier Farm made over 200 yesterday, and I'm being told, man, we just eat that up like a hot bowl of soup.
Well, this is a new page. That page has gone yesterday. So, cricket doesn't play. He's in the pavilion, by the way, eating. And so he's not that's even the level. So
let me just give a little update on the standing thus far. We have in the Dave Joseph 35 overs competition, ACB Dave Joseph 35 overs competition. Police, they're on top. They have played 4 games, won 4, lost 1. Freetown, they have played 3. They've won 2, and they've lost 1. They're on 16 points. Sevier Farm, they have played 3. They've lost 1, 2, lost 1. They're also on 16. Mahaiko, they have played 4. They have won 2, lost 2. They're on 8 points. And Newfield Eagles, they have played 4, won 1, lost 3. They're on 8 points. I don't understand how they have 8 points here. That must be an error.
yeah.
And Willikies, they have played 4 and have lost all 4. So I think there's a little dispute with the Freetown and the Sevier Farm game. So there's some concern there. In terms of the stats, Malik Gerald, he's the highest run scorer, run aggregate. He has 148 runs from 4 innings. He plays at Police. Dylan Willis, he plays at Freetown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Wills. He plays at Freetown. 3 innings so far, 125 runs, an average of 62. Stephen Fain, he had 99 from 4 innings, and I guess we'll add what he made today. And in terms of the bowling, Dean Williams from the Willikies Sports Club, he has played 4 innings, 8 wickets. And James Cornelius, 3 innings, 8 wickets there. O'Malley Helliger, he has 3 innings so far with 7 wickets. And Valentine again from Police, 4 innings with 7 wickets. All right, let's get back to the cricket here. Chance for a run out? No, fieldsman not getting around in time. And so a bye signal by the umpire. So another over in the bank, Coach Hughes. 19 overs completed, and the score moves up to 90. 90 for 2 from 18 overs. So 17 overs required. If you could score another 90, 180. Freetown is confident that will be peanut change, but we know that game is going to be played there. So water, I see some kind of refreshment is being called for one of the batsmen. The umpires today looks like, well, I know for sure I'm seeing Nigel Brown, and who's this at the standing end now? Is
Jacob.
that Garfield Jacobs. Garfield Jacobs. And we have to give our umpires credit. We don't talk a lot about our umpires, Abdel, but as far as bowl him.
Now look where his front left foot was. Down the wicket,
down.
and the ball inside the off stump.
So there was a delivery. Looked like a straight ball to me. I didn't see much turn or movement, but it looks like if Bruni playing down the wrong line and he was bowled there, ball just clipping the off stump. And so I would say a soft dismissal there, Coach Hughes, and really one that the batsman would rule there.
Very soft, very, very soft. I was pointing out to you earlier how these young batter, they're batting on leg stump, and their foot is being pushed down the wicket. It's pushed out to the line of the ball, and that's what brought his downfall. It didn't cover the line of the ball. The ball didn't do anything. It was straight onto the stump, and Michael lose their 3rd wicket. So 90 for 3, sorry. And now we're watching Dean Evans. I don't know how fit he is. I mean, Jedediah likes to run. So I know, well, like some 10 years ago, he used to hit the ball good because he's a tennis player, so he likes to cut. But I don't know what he's capable of doing today, Mark. Yeah, I see that.
Mark went into the cupboard and pulled out an old fish.
But in the lineup for Mahiko, I see Tahim Tung. There he got 32 yesterday, not out, and some four wickets for Mahiko.
How did that game go yesterday? Did Mahiko win that game yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well done, Mahiko.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they were in the driver's seat. That's true. All right, so it's going to be the new batsman, Dean, and this one is probably would tell you I pulled my bat inside the line, but I think he went at it initially and was beaten outside the off stump. So Payne getting the breakthrough, and so Freetown want to apply the pressure. I think they would have put a little more. And there you talk about that cut shot there, Abdel. That was outside of the off stump, but he kept a bit low and didn't get to get the bat onto it. I believe Freetown should be a little bit more attacking here and just getting the wicket, putting a little pressure on the batsman. Too much easy space, and look at that. Just an easy single to get off the mark. And so I think Freetown has fallen asleep here in that tactical. Oh my, so I understand it was a 3-year hiatus for Dean Everson, and so must feel good to finally to get off the mark there.
It's always a good feeling when you get off the mark, because
Oh my, our technician here is trying to take some credit. He say Mark is saying he has his bat, so Mark is saying it's all the bat. Okay, he's gonna get some runs. Let's see how that works out. Payne will have other things in his mind as he bowls to Martin, and this one again is beaten outside the off stump. Coach, we are far away, but the batsmen seem to be playing very tentative. There is either you're going to play or you're not going to play outside the off stump. I'm not following this technique that they're using.
as we watch Clinton again, this one is being tossed up and digged out of the black hole. The ball was more in the leg stump region, and he was more coming forward. They'd have to really dig it out, and the ball squirts to the square leg region and brings the end of the over. And yeah, there's any follow-up with the score, the game at the sticky wicket?
We'll get that to you shortly.
Where Liberta scored 234, and the Liberta Blackhawks and
the Pickett's Crushers, they were 20 without loss. The last update we had. We'll try and get you some further updates. And we must say also congratulations to the West Indies female team. I understand that women's team. I understand that they have made it through to the playoff stages.
Yeah.
So good going. We hope that they can really get it right and bring home that bacon once more to the West Indies region. Well, it's going to be Harrell coming from the Browns Bay area, and here is Dean swatting that outside the off stump. Not really getting much time in there. Looked like it came off of the toe end of the bat, more like, and so getting a single. So the score goes up to 92.
And he sees his favorite shot come right into play.
Here comes Harrell now over the wicket, and this one is just drifting onto the pad and turned into the onside. And Jedediah exploring the possibility of a single, but Dean was very, very early. Said, "Hey, you stay right there. I ain't no spring chicken." Here comes Harrell. This one keeping low, and did it get any bat, or did it just get the inside half of the bat? It's rolling, not going to make it to the boundary, and they run one. Jedediah is looking for two, but he must recognize three. He must recognize who he's batting with. That can never be three. And so an inside edge. Okay, so that's what saved him. So 2 runs to Jedediah. Ball probably getting a little turn. There was Harry. Here he comes now. Over the wicket. Jedediah again just coming forward and playing that into the onside. Yeah, Abdel, I was saying, a lot of time we don't speak a lot about our umpires. We like to talk about the exploits of the players on the field of play. And this one is just going down leg, wrongly directed. And the batsman again playing a half-hearted shot down the leg side. And 2 more runs. Jedediah is urging for more, but he better come to the realization. Too wide bowl there. So a really bad delivery there by Harrell, going too far down, and the batsman being able to get three runs there in terms of wide.
Now, Neil was boasting of their victory yesterday. Neil, who played, Williams played. You see how he chose these 2 balls coming in? He walked on the way to pick them up. And so it again emphasized my point in going into the school, to get youngsters to utilize this facility, brilliant facility. Neil?
So that's 2 runs. A single there to Jedediah. That one was short, and he cut it in front of square. So Evans is back on strike. An adjustment. They put in a slip. Now for Evans. And he's coming forward, ball popping up, and they're running a quick single. But I know why Dean ran that one. He was going to the safe end because he know there's no way the fieldsman would have been pick it up and throw it to his end. So a single to end over number 19. 99 for 3. So Mahaiko winning the toss, and we're here at the beautiful at Freetown cricket ground. Just looking back at the school plant here. We're looking back at the community of Freetown here, and so Coach Hughes
19 and so 99.
So you're looking there at the pavilion, brand new spanking pavilion, really a good edifice here. And again, I must encourage all the Freetonians, wherever you are, call in, come, make a contribution to this development. This is really a wonderful, wonderful production right here. So Clayton Payne continues from the pavilion end. And he's coming into Dean Evanson. This one is pitched up and the one is driven. A little bit aerial, but in no man's area there. And so he comes out to the long on region and a single to Dean. Coach Hughes, again, I think that the teams tactically, they're lacking a lot. I would have had a little more pressure on Dean, not giving him any easy singles, and really put a lot of pressure on him. This one is hit there by, he's out, he's caught on the long off boundary there. So there was Jedediah, probably feeling a bit bogged down, haven't been able to freeze arm as of late, and probably feeling that he had to do something special, and he went for the big slug, but didn't get much onto it, and a comfortable catch there on the long off boundary by Dylan Wills. And so another wicket goes, 99 for 4, and so Mahaiko would have to be careful here not to lose some momentum going forward.
Yes, as we watch, Taim Tong now goes to the crease to replace Jedediah. So the Freetown team is just in the huddle, rejoicing over that wicket. We'll see how Taim Tong, who got 32 not out yesterday against the Wilkie, if he could continue his innings to propel the Mahaiko totals to some respectable total.
Well, Coach, again, I'm going to highlight again, Taim Tong, as far as I know, is one of our bright prospects in terms of fast bowling. We have 4 wickets down, and Taim Tong is in the middle. The bowlers are what? The bowlers are converting to batsmen, or the batsmen are so atrocious that the bowlers have to step up. What is going on in our cricket? Here comes Payne, and the batsman did cross there. So Dean Evans is on strike, and he comes forward.
Well, I believe Malik Jared said it rightly yesterday in his interview, saying that after the coach, which sees that he's contributing more quicker than the top order batsman, he pushed him up into the top order region to continue his exploits, and he got 89 yesterday. So maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see that for time today. There's a long forward from Dean Evans, and the right tactic is being used, and instead of the if you notice, he get out to the pitch of the ball and he really covers the line of the ball, and whereas the others were just pushing down and they were beaten outside the off stump.
So the end of another over, and the end of over number 21.
Yes. No. No, there's 222 wrong there now. Yeah.
So 21 overs completed, and the score is 99 still. Reaches 100. Okay, so 100. So Mahaiko reaching the 100 mark. So Taim Tong is he's taking his guard. It'll be interesting to see how he plays. From what I remember with Taim, he's one who likes to throw his bat. So it'll be interesting to see how he approaches this innings. Still another 14 overs to go, so still some time to go in the game, and you'd want to really, even if you're not able to score that 200-run score, at this stage you're telling yourself you want to keep Freetown in the field for those 35 overs to really weigh those legs down.
That's right. That should be the ultimate goal for all the teams. You need to bat that 35 overs. And so just going out and want to hit four, as long as you're there, that four will be hit. Or if you want to try, if you're trying to hit 4 up to 4 and 6 up to 6, you'll get a demise that the team will suffer in the end because of you are not really playing accordingly. Sometimes I wonder if there's any game plan with this team. If there is a quarter of runs that we want to score, you know, and there's where sometimes, as planned, from a team perspective, you know, okay, we want to score 200 runs. How are you going to go about scoring 200 runs? Yeah. So, what you need to do is have a wicket in hand up front, and then when you have wicket in hand, then the last 10 overs can get 90 runs and plus. I mean, we've seen that since back in the day with Viv them playing, and the cricket wasn't that explosive as we see it now, and they normally in the last 10 overs normally get 90 runs. Yeah. So if there is a plan going forward, which I questioned, instead of just going out and play, and that's my time seems to like putting his foot in the line of the ball and has to play around this pad, and that could be danger for Tahim.
And that looks like a maiden over being bowled there. So the score after 22 overs, 100, still 100 for 4. So good bowling there by Harrell there a while ago, Abdel. Keeping it tight there. Tahim playing and missing on a few occasions. And so a good spell here for Freetown, taking some wickets and also curtailing the scoring at this time.
Yes. They also have Dwayne Fordyce in the pavilion, who is not very explosive lately, but I can remember, as I said last week, that Dwayne Fordyce scored 100. An appeal that was turned down by umpire Jacob, and now a leg bye is being signaled by him, and so he scored 130 balls. John, up to this day, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I could not believe I was seeing. I remember some really good shot, but I haven't seen half of that since that. From Dwayne Fordyce.
We have a saying, man, don't play out all your shots at one time, and maybe he did. But I'm sure he'll try to prove that different this time around. And here is Taim, not certain what he was doing there. It looked like he jumped first and then he moved. Really some weird technique here that we're seeing, but I guess it's all about effectiveness. So it's going to be Payne, thanks. It's going to be Payne as he continues. Time gathering some time. He's brushing away the wicket. Has a very open stand here. And he's standing tall and just tapping this into the offside. So no run here. So a good little session here for the Freetown team. Really keeping it tight, taking wickets. So that's putting a lot of pressure on the Mohaiko team. How would they approach it? As Payne. About 2-3 steps. And Time is nicely coming forward and driving this all along the ground to the man on the long up. Oh, sloppy piece of fielding there by Willis, and allowing the second run there. Ball just gently rolling to him and rolling through his defense there.
As we watch the veteran Azzi from Willie Keys, looking over the balcony of Freetown, playing Pavilion, and watching. This one is working into the mid-wicket region, and they run a single. Yeah, Azzy from Willie Keys would be a fast bowler, well, medium fast. I could remember a game he was playing against. Willie Keys was playing against Falmouth at Falmouth, and for the life of me, he was coming up the hill from the spring area, and I played a good innings. I think I got 42 in that game, and for the life of me, John, I just could not pick up Azzy action. He just keep on banging me in my hip, and just keep banging me in my hip. I'm like, man, and by the time the game is over, I was sore, right in the sore.
He left his mark on you.
Yes, we had some battles. We had some battles.
Well, another over is in the bag. Over number 23 is in the bag. And the score is 102. 104 for 4. So the spin duo of Harrelal and Payne seems to be bogging down the Mahaiko batsmen. But Coach Hughes, I don't want to be the spread of doom and gloom, but I have a feeling Dean is a prime candidate for a run out. He doesn't back up. He stands his crease, and then only after he tries to take off. So,
but I kind of sure he's not going to run if the run is not on. He's not like Steve. He's not going to move. I've known him for years. He's not going to. He doesn't really back up, but if the run is not on, he's not moving.
I wonder if Stephen has cooled down a bit now. I know he was very, very angry about that run out, but I think if he really got to look at it again, he would realize he'd have to take 99% of the responsibility there. But it's going to be Harrelal as he continue coming over the wicket about 4 steps into Everson, and Everson is just turning it into the short mid-wicket region there, and so no run. He's a slip. That one, and he's clobbering it into the offside, going down to the man at the long off position, and so they run one more run. I think for Mahaiko at this stage, I think they can be satisfied. If they can just keep that scoring rate turning over, keep the runs coming, singles or twos there and there, and then maybe play for the last 5, and then you can be a bit more explosive. This one is driven nicely down the wicket, and so they get another single. I believe that is an approach that Mahaiko could look at instead of trying to slug everything out to the park.
Yeah, as I said earlier, if they have wicket in hand going down the last 10 overs and have wicket in hand, then you can go helter skelter. But turning over the strike now, and Dean just was doing opposite to what we were talking about. Ball didn't really go much distant, but if they got wicket in hand while at the back end, they should be able to get some respectable score as Harrelal ball. And the baller was come off the face of the bat and stick into his pad, and there is no run. The end of the over, the end of 24.
Just a quick update. Seaview Farm versus Police. Police still in some subliminal form, 82 for 1 from 14 overs. And Willie Keys versus Newfield. Willie Keys not having a good day at all, 67 all out. So Willie Keys really struggling in the reintroduction to Parish League, but they got to keep at it, and good things will eventually come their way. I'd have to get an update on that. I don't have the overs for Willie Keys there. Abdel, there's a comment coming in here, but let's watch Payne now, as Payne is going to time tongue. Full ball there and just driven straight back down to Clayton Payne. A comment coming here. If Dean is still playing, well, Mark still have a long way to go. And this one is driven nicely down the ground, and so another single added to the score. So that's the beauty with Parish League. Parish League just has this way of bringing the old with the new, the experience with the rookie, and hey, this is how we do it in the Parish League. This one is just turned onto the onside, and Dean picking his spot there, recognizing that's another veteran there that he's bowling it to. He played it to there, and he was able to run through for a quick single.
And that's what I was talking about. The youngsters coming out and playing Parish League, because you got the experience playing with the youngsters. You can learn from them. Then when you get that experience playing, you have to do such play there by time that the running between the wickets is not too bad. Being marked on there, Dean is not fit, but he's not doing too bad in the middle. Early days yet, but you can learn from the experience of the experienced man in the Parish League arena. You know? So, Clinton Payne is in now to Tying Tongue. All make some high. These batsmen like to be on their back foot when they should be forward, and Nathaniel, the keeper, didn't take it too cleanly anyway. Nathaniel again into Tying. Two steps. And one is
Whoa!
between the batsman and the keeper, and they run back now for 2 byes.
That is excellent running there. Dean recognizing he's going to the safe end. Taim know he was going to the danger end. He's a younger one. Huh? Oh, he said Dean is catching his wind. He's bending. He may want a little refreshment. But after the end of over number 25, 113 for 4. So 10 more overs to go. Probably if they could get another 70, 80 runs, they'll feel that at least they have something to bowl after. We know that Freetown is feeling very confident, very buoyed that they would have chased down over 200 runs yesterday, and so they would think that they could do it again. So there's going to be a new bowler. Looks like they've had Harvillal is going to take a break. Wesley Williams. I remember hearing that name the last time I was up here.
That's Dean's brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, let's see, he has a slip. A man on the cover boundary. This one is just short of a length there, and he's just tapping it to the man there in the point region. So it's Williams, Wesley Williams. And that one is keeping low. And good stop by the keeper there. So the keeper finally getting one into the gloves. You know, I'm looking at the keeper and my mind is just running on this guy, you know, the late Hardy James. And, you know, I'm saying, boy, you know, you got to give these guys credit. They just keep coming and coming and coming. Here is Williams into Emerson. Emerson is going for a big hit, lofting it. Will it carry to the man? Yes, it does, and he takes a catch. So Dean Williams deciding he was trying to go over the top, but probably hit it too well. I don't know if he wanted to hit it over the top or he just wanted to clear the infield. But a good catch by the fieldsman coming out from the long off boundary there. And so another wicket goes down for Mahaiko. And so more trouble in the Mahaiko camp, Coach Hughes.
Yes, Dean didn't really get enough on it, but he plays his part. Before he was out, he was gasping for breath. So probably is the right time for him now. Then 4 dice and Time is going to do some running in the middle. So if they could be there for the next the next 5 overs. I see Mark Charles is applauding Dean Evans of the field because they're in the same bracket, and that's not because he did well.
But again, you know what I love about the Parish League circuit is just the whole camaraderie, the laughter. You know, he's coming out there and everybody's just amused, you know, saying, boy, this old man coming back, he's tired, you know, go get your win, man. You know, and the camaraderie that is expressed in the whole Parish League circuit. We just saw another veteran up here, Ian Tittle, still rubbing shoulders with the young ones. And, you know, this is real good. And as you said, once we can get the young ones to come out and really, you know, have that appetite to learn, that appetite to improve, there's a lot of resource material around in the different communities that can assist them.
Right, and you gotta give Ian a lot of credit because it's been around Mahiko for eons of years, and keeping Mahiko together along with the Dean Evans and Mark Charles. And so even though my Ian is down with the Empire team as the coach, he's still, this one is driven down through cover. Bat is going through mid wicket, the ball is going through cover from Fordyce. He has this tendency of playing ahead of himself, waiting on the ball, and that's just one of the evidence there. So yeah, Ian has really played his part with Mahiko. We'll get players from the schools in which he coached to fit in to help the Mahiko with players, and that's commendable,
So it's Williams as he comes in as a wide. So just drifting down the leg side. Taim Tong trying to tickle it but didn't get any bat onto it. So another run added to the scorecard. It'll be interesting to know how many extras. We've had quite a few wides and no ball being bowled in this innings. And so quite a few extras would be contributing to this scorecard here. But it's Williams, just about 2-3 paces, and this one again is just chipped over the top. Could he beat the man there? Oh, good piece of fielding there. He got off a bit late, but then got it stride and was able to corral it in from entering into the boundary. And so 2 runs to Taim Tong to end another over. So after over number 27, the score is 117 for 5. 117 for 5 off of 27 overs. There we get an update from the Pickett's game. 69 for 1. 69 for 1. So how many? You have any idea how many overs? No. 69 for 1. Well, so far Abdel, we don't know how many overs are bowled, but a decent reply thus far to the 230 something by Liberta.
Yes, that's a good reply, but it will be good to know the overs that have been bowled because, yeah. But
18. 18, so very
71 from 18.
Slow going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slow going.
That, yeah. Now you know the overs is not too good as.
Whoa, that one kept low. That was Payne coming over the wicket, and that one kept real low to Fordyce, and he was very fortunate to get some bat onto that. If he had missed, the umpire would have had no difficulty in raising that finger. And let me just say good afternoon to Jaman Roberts. Jaman says he's in London and he's enjoying the commentary, and he's saying to keep it up. So good work there, Abdel Hughes. And also we want to pick up our technicians. Or then, a lot of time people don't see them. Oh, an excellent slide there. That looks like Williams that did that?
No, Dean.
Pete. Oh.
Pete Lee, okay.
Oh, that's Pete Lee.
He's an open bat.
Okay.
I like to say ball my shot, not ball my shot.
So a single there. Yeah, so Jaman, good to have you aboard, Jaman, and we are happy that you're enjoying the commentary we're providing. And so we also want to pick up our technicians in the background. We have Auden on camera, and of course Mark Charles making sure that everything is flowing smoothly. And of course we have our scorers also ably assisting us. And so
earlier I was telling you about the Pickett's team, whereas Greg Scuppy is a feature in the 11 after not playing in first class over some 13 years or thereabout. And I understand that the Ian and the Francis will be going back to England. And so what I know you were part of the
wow, that was a crisp shot there. That ball kept a bit low, but give credit to Taim. He kept his eyes on it and he pulled it there through the mid-wicket region and getting the cow corner mid-wicket region, getting 4 solid runs there.
I know you're part of the club, so just pulling the brains to find out what really is the plan going forward, because Greg can't be playing 2-day cricket.
Why not?
Greg can hardly manage the 1 day.
Well, to be honest, I saw him play 1 or 2 innings, and honestly, he didn't look too bad. He looked like he knew what he was doing. Whether the body can actually achieve what the mind may want to achieve, but he did look a quiet, I should say, like he knew what he was doing in the middle. It didn't come off, but I don't know too exactly what the management plan is. Yes, I'm a part of the club, but I'm not a part of the management committee in terms of the cricket team. So you'd have to probably get more insight from the coach Ajani and probably Carter and Bike. They're the ones that really manage that process there. But I think the Pickett's team. I don't think it's too much of a bad team. I think you have a good nucleus of young player in Elroy, Kadeem, Damari. We have a young Walsh also guy there, and so I think when you look at the batting of the team, it has a strong nucleus of youngsters, and I think that the same Skeppel guy could add some level of solidity in terms of that experience. The challenge I'm seeing from an outsider, and I'm just speaking as an outsider, you're just not getting the. And Taim now decides to open his shoulder, but hits it straight, and the fieldsman there dropping short of the fieldsman there on the mid-wicket boundary. He wasn't certain, he was going after it, then he pulled up, and the ball bounced just in front of him and eluded him for 4 runs. Yes, Abdel, from an outsider, in terms of just looking in and commenting, I think the team has a good nucleus in the batting. I think what we need to get now is to get into the ears and the mind of these youngsters for them to understand they have to play with a little bit more head, a little more brain. And he's going here. This one goes high in the air, going nowhere. Transfer catch, and he's dropped it. Oh, my goodness. You don't drop them any easier.
I was just about to tell you that he's not going to catch that.
You don't drop them any easier. This one, he went for a wild slug that was Taim, and it went straight up into the air. Harilal came in about 6-7 steps, got under it, and the ball hit the hard part of his hand and just bounced out onto the floor. So, single there, and here's Fordyce, and going down the wicket and caressing that to the man on the long off boundary. Yeah, Abdel, I'm going to say, I mean, yes, I'll put some pressure on the coach, but I'm going to say to the youngsters in the Pickett's team, they're going to have to start to take some level of personal responsibility for their development. They're going to have to take some level of personal responsibility for their fitness, and they're going to have to take some personal responsibility for their commitment. I really believe when you look at that team, a wide ball there, when you look at that team, when you look at Elroy, you look at Kadeem. Kadeem started pretty well. It looked like his taper off at the latter end. They have to start to take more responsibility. This one is clobbered wide of the man on the long on boundary, and that goes for 4. Abdi, there seems to be a change in the tempo. Seems like if the batters now are going after everything here now.
These two players, they're very agility. They're very very active, and so any singles that they to be had, if it's just they're gonna run, and so they feed off of each other. Taim is Taim. The way he plays is just how he lives his life. Carefree, he just walk down and he just hits the ball good. That's it.
And he is bowled him. Not getting in line with delivery, just having a wild swing. His head went way up in the air before the ball reached, and so he was bowled comprehensively there. He looks a bit disappointed, but he'll have only himself to blame there. Not getting to the pitch of delivery, just having a wild swing across the line, and so another wicket goes, and so Mahaiko, well, at least it looks like they've decided they're going to go down swinging.
Yeah, but I was just telling you that time is just time. That's the way he live his life. He does get a 4, play the ball for single. Let Dwayne Fordyce come and get a 4. But his whole shape was lost in playing the shot. His head was all over the place while playing, and now he's walking back with his head being in the ground. But it's his own demise. Play the ball down the ground for single. He's still batting. I mean, he's, as you said earlier, he was one of the potential fast bowler in Antigua, right? Played for the Western is under 15, but he really hasn't propelled into that expectation.
But coach, we talk about this too often, and I want to know where the challenge lies. Well, before we get to that, there's a new batsman there. Let me see if I can get the name of the new batsman. Wilson Challenger. So it's Challenger in the wicket as he faces up to Williams. Challenger's a left-hander, and this one getting nice delivery on the pad and just working it off. Couldn't ask for anything, and they're going to run for two. This is going to be close, and Challenger makes it in. I was saying this one was going to be a little close one, but Challenger, he jogged his way down and got in safely. So the end of over number 28. Oh my, I'm running ahead of my time. 138 for 6. 138 for 6. And so Mahaiko winning the toss and deciding to bat. They would feel a little disappointed having reached the 89, I think, for 2 or something like that. And then after that, they have really labored along the way, not really getting any momentum going.
I think there was a good spell between Harrell and Payne when they really bogged down Martin was out. That was a very lull period between the Mahaiko team, and after that, Tahim tried to up the tempo, but didn't really get going. But Wilson can hit the ball also, so we'll watch and see how he fares out.
Yeah, Coach, and I'm going to put you in the hot spot again because it's something I've spoken about quite frequently. Why are we having this big challenge with our players moving from that potential? We're seeing the talent. We're seeing, hey, there is the potential. But we're just not able to see our players move on to that next level. Here comes Payne, and this one is outside the off stump. And Fordyce was thinking of cutting, and I think at the last moment just pulled out of the shot. Why are we not able to get our players to cross over that threshold? Is that a coaching problem? Is that a player problem? Is that a system problem?
Sometimes it's boiled down to the system, because it's a combination of things: the player, the system. So sometimes it's when you're expecting this person to reach that level, again, where are you playing? Where is he playing?
That one is short, and that one is cut in front of the square there. Doesn't look like it has a leg to reach to the boundary, and so 2 runs to Fordyce. Sorry about that. Continue, Coach.
I was also saying, which team is he playing with? Are they practicing enough? Is he doing the right thing to get to the next level instead of just playing cricket? And so that's one of the importance. You have to continue. You'll see this guy have a talent, but is he practicing? Is he doing the right thing? But you turn up to play a game on the weekend. You may hear he gets 100, but how do you get the 100? He get picked for the national team, and then he get found wanted because he wasn't doing the right thing. You get me? See, so it's a system that sometimes it's and then the players himself.
I'm not sure if you were watching the show last week. We had a let's still call him a youngster, Javid Charles from Seaton.
That was a good program.
And he was saying, he would practice to bowl to the step.
Yeah, yeah.
He mark out his stuff, wherever he mark it, and he was bowling to the step.
Right.
And I'm saying, are we seeing this sort of commitment from our young players?
No.
I remember one person, I know it was Ed Lewis, said to us, man, he tied a ball on a string or somewhere, and he would just hit it and hit it and hit it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that used to be prevalent in his days when they put the ball in the sack and hit it. But bowling, join the stump and bowl it, and the step and bowling, and it is not very prevalent. So that's one out of the hat that Javid come up with.
One of the things the young man said, he was dropped. There's a little break in the play, guys, so you're not missing any cricket. Look like there's some mathematics being worked out in terms of bowlers and allocation. One of the things he said, which was very enlightening to me, was he felt he was harshly undone by being dropped from a game.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of moping and groaning, he decided, hey, he went to see the valley. He did his running. He swam across in Seaton from one island to the other.
Yeah.
And he worked on his fitness. He worked on his game and prepared himself. Eventually, they actually came to him and wanted to pay him to play.
Yeah.
And I'm just showing that level of commitment, that level of dedication. We need to see that in our youngsters. I mean, how many of these guys get up out of their bed and run and jog and whatever it takes, unless somebody say, hey, come, I'm going to be down at the field. Come, meet me down here.
Right. Right. That commitment is not there. I'll be honest. That commitment is not there. And they wait until the coach get there. They even when they get on the field and which they should reach on the field before the coach, unless they go on a special time. To me, the coach should always be the first one be on the park. But they always have to wait on the coach to say, run around the field 2 times. Right? And to me, that's shortchanging you as a person instead of use that personal development for your own self, so that when the time for the coach come to do what he has to do with you is just a benefit.
And as we just wrap up this segment, let's get back to this game. But one of the things that really irks me is the kind of opportunities that are out there for these youngsters. Right now, you don't even have to play for Leeward Islands or the West Indies to create opportunity for you in this game. There's so many leagues out there. And here's Fordyce taking a step down and swatting that across the line. And the man comes across and beautifully fielded there. And they're coming back for the second. And good running there by Challenger there, running to the danger end. But he was backing up well, and so he was able to come back for the second run quite easily. Yeah, I'm saying for the youngsters, there's so many opportunities abounding. I can just imagine if these opportunities were abounding. And here is Fordyce being crossed up and that ball going high for a chance for a catch, and is easily taken by Payne, not making any mistake with that one. And so Fordyce looking to up the tempo, got himself probably in a little complex position there, wasn't able to get the free flow of the bat and just getting a leading edge, skying that for a comfortable catch there for Payne coming in from the short mid-off position.
As we see, number 13, Ian Tittle walking out to replace Dwayne Fordyce. I didn't know he was in the 11. But then, again, as I speak of the experience, these are where the young ones will learn from. I remember when I went Pickett's 2012. There hasn't won. Well, I think that the most game they ever won in the all competition is 7 Pickett's, and they were playing the best out of 3 against St. Paul's. And I said to Robin Bascos, the son of the basketball, win ball. I said to him, St. Paul can't win the next game with Pickers because I'm coming to coach Pickers full time. He said, "Oh, Pickers choke in the final. Pickers, whenever Pickers play final, they choke." And that 2012, Pickers played 5 competitions and we won 4. Simply because the St. Paul's players, they use the experience on teams. They will, the World Man and the Roxy and those men, they will, and Hungry, they'll use them out in him and the youngsters, play them out of their game, and the moment they already made, let's say, 120 runs in, and they get ball out in 20 overs. That's Pickett's. So when I go there, I put a program in place. You got to bat. We have to bat the 35 overs. Keep these old guys in the field. By the time they're ready to go bat, they're weary. So. And
I'm saying I want to believe that should be the same philosophy that the Mahaiko team would want to do here. They would want to ensure that they bat out the 35 overs, even if they may not score as much as they would like to. But keep those legs, keep those players standing on those legs. Keep the Clayton Payne. Keep that's a chance there. Oh, that's a good effort by the youngster there, coming across. No, he didn't catch it. I think he hesitated a bit. If he didn't hesitate, I think he would have gotten a better effort into it. But a good effort there. There was a challenger trying to hit that one out, but didn't really make a connection.
Ian.
Oh, sorry, Ian Tittle. And there it is again, just caressing that into the cover region.
Well, if you look at this cat and mouse game here playing, right? Ian is the coach batting. Clinton Payne and Scott played for Empire. And so they were filling up the gap where he normally drives the ball. So he tried to go over the top the first time, and he misses. And so it was a good cat and mouse game.
Yes. And this is one of the things you find in Parish League. There's always this banter, always this friendly rivalry. Everybody play with everybody and different teams in different leagues, and so it really does thing. So let me get your score update. So Richards coming back to ball. How many overs completed? 146 for 7 in over number 30. So 5 more overs to go. 146, they could get another 30, 35 runs. At least something they could bowl at. Freetown probably feel that that would be an easy target, but we all know it takes one delivery to get a wicket and then another one to get another one.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Richards coming back. Bowled a beautiful spell in the start there. But he's coming around the wicket to the left-handed challenger, and challenger's going for a wild swing, and the ball going on to the onside, and slight misfield, but there's cover in the back there, and so no damage done, no more damage done. So a single to the scorecard.
Is there a follow-up with the score at Sticky Wicket?
I guess we'll get that just in a little bit when Mark.
And,
So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the ACB Caribbean Dave Joseph 35 overs competition 2022. And we're here live at the Freetown Cricket Field, and you're watching the game between the Mahaiko versus the Freetown cricket team. And really, we are stationed here in a lovely pavilion just overlooking the ground here. We're seeing a lot of vegetation, if you can remember this area. But it's a lovely area to be in. As Richards around the wicket, and this one is wide outside of the off stump, but the umpire says that is good. So Ian Tittle is on strike here. 147 the score is, as Richards around the wicket, keeping it wide. This one has to be a wide. That one looks way outside of the tram line, and indeed signaled by umpire Garfield Jacobs. Yes, Abdel, I was saying earlier, and we sometimes we need to spend a little time and big up our umpires, because we talk a lot about the accomplishment of the players, but we don't give a lot of recognition to these umpires. And I'm telling you, they have been there year in, year out. Another wide one, and this one might run all the way down into the boundary, eluding the keeper, and it's running down, and he pulls it up just inside of the boundary. So they ran 2 and also a wide, so 3 runs added to the scorecard. Umpire Nigel Brown has been around for quite a bit for the Parish League circuit, and Garfield Jacobs, these guys have been providing yeoman service for the Parish League competitions.
And when Nigel Brown give you a leg before, you know that you're out, because he doesn't give a leg before easily. So Dana was definitely out.
147. My apologies, guys. 151. That one is slapped.
The outfield is very, because of the looseness of the dirt. When he doesn't really get maximum from the shot, it holds up in the outfield.
The outfield is definitely not a quick outfield.
Yeah.
Definitely not a quick outfield. But Hughes, coach, you would recognize though that there's a clear plan here by Kareem Richards to keep that ball outside of the off stump. He's bowling, he says, hey, I would sacrifice bowling a wide out there, but definitely nothing on the party. He has a 5-4 field, and so here he comes now around the wicket again. And this one is wide again, and this one is sliced, and a chance there for the fieldsman, and he takes a good catch there. So challenger getting a wide full toss and not making good use of it, and so he's caught there on the extra cover boundary there, and so another wicket goes down for Mahaiko. So Mahaiko innings definitely derailing, not getting any momentum at all, and so 152 for 7 now, and Coach Hughes, we don't know what is left in the Mahaiko tank going forward.
So this is the 8th wicket fall. Yeah, you don't know much about this young lad, but no doubt Ian will have to be shielding the 2 wicket that is to fall, and see what he could get from the remaining. I don't know his name. So, and the way in which they will go, the expectation in which the amount of runs that they were hoping to get, everything just really go. And because of some bad shot being played, Taim, who could hit the ball, his head was all over the place, 4 dice. Instead of keeping his eyes on the ball, he was turning the ball, taking leading edge.
Seems to be a little challenge with the ball now. The umpires are calling, look like for a change of ball. So the ball probably is either de-shaped or probably threading. So the umpires have asked for a change of a ball. At this stage, Coach Hughes, a change of ball, which team does that help? Does it help the Mahaika team? Does it help the free
the Mahaika team, because then the Mahaika team, because the ball now will be a bit harder and can go way it ought to go when they hit it. But sometimes when the ball is burst, it's in the favor of the bowler, because it does thing off the wicket. But even back to the biggest team with Gershom Phillip, I think he played a human service in this competition. Every day, many times I go and watch the Pickets. A few times really, I watch Pickets play, and there's always Gershom or X right there, patching up the innings, because they have the same Kadim Phillip, Henry, the same Demari, Francis. They're back in the pavilion, and Gershom really hold the team together. Many games I watch them, and so kudos to Gershom. But again, he's another one that's going over the hill. Didn't have any intention to play that much games.
Well, that is the impression I got. I got the impression Gershom is just like a little backup, but always seem to need the backup tool for some reason. Again, and you have to give Gershom credit.
Yeah.
He contributes physically, financially, emotionally, psychologically to the Pickets community.
Yeah.
And so, guys like these always have to be given that level of credit and respect for their contribution towards the game. But as you said, Abdel, well, for me personally, I believe Pickets has a good nucleus in the youngster. I think it's how you use them, how you engage them, and how they themselves prepare themselves is the key factor. I was looking at the young guy, Demari. Demari had an excellent, he went away to England last year before the last, had an excellent tournament, scored quite a bit of runs. I haven't seen the consistency, come into here, and so this kind of concerns me as an individual in terms of his development.
It concerns me as a coach, because at the age of 15, when Pickers were promoted to first class, Demari make 100 against Bethesda, right? And we're in 2022, 22 now, and Demari still haven't the consistency we're looking for. Yes, he went to England and he got some runs his runs, but then you're hoping that he could have come back in our domestic league and convert those into some useful runs here. Isan Warner also went up there and did well, but I don't know.
Yeah, there are more questions than answers, but let's get back to this game, Abdel, because it's coming down to the wire. 32 overs completed, and the score is 153 from 32. 31. 153 for 8 from 31, so 4 more overs left. And let's see, it looks like Williams is going to be continuing, and he'll be bowling to Ian Tittle. So Tittle will see if he can get another maybe 20 runs out of these 4 overs. Here comes Williams into Tittle, and Tittle is just caressing that into the cover region there. A little strange tactics here. He did not take the second run of the last ball, because I assume he wanted to strike. But he take the first one off of the first ball. A little. Huh? No, it was an easy single, but he looked like he told him to stay because he wanted to strike, but he took it off the first ball.
Probably has confidence in the batsman.
I know. Here comes Williams, and he's bowling to Cornelius. The way he holds that bat doesn't look too convincing, but let's see where he goes. And
And it's a loud call there by Tickle. Yeah. But Cornelius was. Cornelius had no interest in that. So here comes Williams to Cornelius, and Cornelius is chipping that over the top and getting a single there. The breeze, if you're getting a little feedback, we have a strong breeze coming here, if you notice. And looks like a little cloud coming over. Might have a little shower coming shortly. So here comes Williams to Tittle, and Tittle going inside out and just wide of the man there. Probably if it was a younger person up there, they probably would have tried to make an effort as a catch there. But getting a single there, so Mahaiko working with the singles now.
No, I really don't think so, because Clinton would have made all the effort and Scott to take their coach and then laugh off him. But he played it in the gap. Oh, that's a good shot played by Cornelius. The shot that he played down the ground earlier was not a bad shot either. And so he's been very useful.
Well, he's effective for the condition at hand. They need runs, and he is chipping away, getting to just lifting that one over the infield as Williams come in. And this one is a little quicker one, and he's jumping and stabbing it there. Not the most technical play we'll see, but at this moment, I guess he just has to be effective. This one again is being pushed through, so Williams, after being lifted out to the infield, he ain't flighting them anymore, pushing them through. So at the end of over number 32, Mahaiko winning the toss and batting first. They are 158 for 8, 158 for 8. And so, coach, 3 more overs to go. What you think could be the final score here? Well, the rain is coming in too.
If they can get 20 runs based on the ability of the young man, 22 runs, they get 180, 178, 180. They'll be satisfied with that because, I mean, they really lost their way after that spell between Haralal and Payne, who bogged them down. And then, but if they can get 20 more runs from this 3 overs, the aim is at least to bat the 3 overs.
Richards around the wicket into Tittle, and Tittle is slapping that one down the ground to the long on position, and a single to be had. So I'm sure that Freetown would have no problem with that, getting the young Cornelius on strike. So we have the fieldsman coming in off of the mid-wicket boundary, so there's going to be, but it's Richards as he bundles in, and a dead ball there. I would have a slip in for him. I know it's happy hour time, but I would probably.
This fielder has no place there.
Yes, that's a non-field. So it's Richards as he comes in to young Cornelius, and that one is just chipped, to a short mid-on position, and a single. And the umpire has said the rain is coming in, and so the players are being taken off the field. So a single off of the ball there. So yeah, it looks a bit heavy coming in from this angle here. So Mark, if you want to pull down the equipment. So guys, we're gonna just take a little. No, I want to pull down a little bit. So, because the rain is gonna beat in this way. So yeah, we're having quite a shower coming down now, so we're gonna have a slight delay. May even spell the end of might be the end of the Mahaiko innings. We'll wait and see what happens here. And so we're just gonna, let me just see if I can get the scorecard for you and just run through the Mahaiko innings thus far. Remember, Mahaiko won the toss and they decided to bat. So what we have here, Stephen Fain, he was a run out for 10. Darren Donner was LBW bowled Kareem Richards for 11. Jedediah Martin, he played a real handsome innings. He was caught there by and bowled by Clayton Payne for 47. Malik Bruni, he also held his innings a bit. He was bowled by Clayton Payne for 7. Dean Evanson, he was caught, bowled by Williams for 6. Taim Tong, he played a little cameo of an innings. He was bowled by Williams for 25. Dwayne Fordyce, he made 8. Caught Clayton Payne, bowled Williams for 8. And Challenger, he was caught by Watley, bowled Kareem Richards for 6. And so with 32.2 overs in the bag, Mahaiko winning the toss and electing to bat. They are 160 for 8, 160 for 8, and so we'll see what happens here. Yeah, 160 for 8, and we'll see how this one pans out in terms of the weather. It looks a bit cloudy, but it's clearing up, so it's not all doom and gloom, and hopefully this should be a passing shower and we should be able to get cricket back on schedule. And so you're listening and watching commentary of the ACB Caribbean Dave Joseph 35 overs competition, and we're here in the easterly village of Freetown, and we're watching Mahaiko versus the Freetown team, and rain has just come and given us a little break here, so we'll take a little break. We'll take a little break from our commentary. We might be bringing you some review of the games from yesterday, where you could view as we watch this weather and hope that it passes soon. We could get back onto the cricket field. So stay locked on, stay tuned. We will be back as soon as play is possible.
You get me? So, yo te digan fía, acá, la más, te puedo decir.
Depth, not dead. I mean that missing depth means that there's nobody saying anything. It's TV commentary, you don't want ball by ball. That's what they want, ball by ball. But that is saying you don't want a ball by ball. He just alright, tomorrow. See you, bye-bye. No, the people that come over, he just said that That they want to hear more commentary. I tell you, tell Abby, you don't want to read, you don't want to commentary. Just start moaning.
Oh, well. Oh man.
Yeah, that's that. So, the people that said, oh, wow. You know, so the people that said, oh, wow.
What coming to you? Take it home. cricket area. He's now asking for the guy.
Maybe that could be in the camera. Maybe that could be in the camera. Maybe that could be in the camera. Oh, in the safety zone again. Come on. Come on. Don't go in the safety zone. Then hold the top in the safety zone.
That's Amos, the ball, wicket to wicket. Most times you miss the hits. Big shot, boy! Where you want to go? Off! And 4 runs for Mali. And at the end of the over, the score moves on by 4 single in the end. And they're 42 for 2 in pursuit of 208 against the City Farmers. That's Freetown. Freetown that City Farmers get 108. Freetown in pursuit of 42 for 2. Mahaiko chasing 131 for victory. 51 for 2, 10.4. One took up a point again by two extra cover region again by Malik Gerald for 4. The back is really responding. So if the score moves on now to 72 for 1. Police chasing 168 for victory. Now the bowling change to Amos. He is a call on a long one now.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back with some nice, bright sunshine here. So we are hoping that the umpires should be making their way out on the field shortly to give an assessment. Yes, the ground is very dry, so I'm not assuming we're going to have to wait too long for play, but the pitch might just need a little blowing off. It looks very grassy from here, and so it might need a little blowing off. But I'm assuming we should have cricket maybe in another 20 minutes, half an hour. But we'll have to wait on the official word from the umpire. Will let us know what is going on. But definitely, looking to the east, it's all clear, blue, sunny sky with some clouds just hovering over. So look like, again, we should get some cricket. The cloud has all gone to the west of us. So we look like we're in the clear now. And so we're hoping that we should see, I'm assuming we'll see the Freetown team commencing their innings. Remember, Mahaiko winning the toss, and they made 160 for 8 in 32.2 overs. And so we will await the umpire's verdict as to what will transpire there. And so we have, just to keep you updated also, we are following the ABCA cricket, and we're going to try and get an update on the other scores in the Parish League circuit as to what's happening. So we have, I'm just trying to find the update for you for the Pickets, for the Crushers Blackhawks game, but it looks like if Blackhawks have this one in the bag. So, and the umpires are making their way back out on the field, so we should have word for you shortly as to where this game will go. Today we have umpire Garfield Jacobs and umpire Nigel Brown as they make their way out to the middle to inspect the playing condition. As I said, the field is well patched, so that should suck in that moisture that just got into it. So hopefully it shouldn't be too much of a delay. Might be a little challenge because the soil is a little bit loose. You might find a little mud sticking onto the feet, onto the shoes. So as we watch the umpires, as they look on the pitch and the square, they examine it and see what it's like. Well, I see the umpires walking in it, so must be pretty confident that it's hard enough. As we try to get an update. So we're now in the community. You're watching the ACB Caribbean Dave Joseph 35 over competition, and just spinning around, just looking at the community of Freetown, seeing these homes perched all over, and real lovely area to be. Looking at the basketball court. Yes, the basketball court need a little refurbishment. And the backboards are all eaten up, But good to see the youngsters out here on a Sunday afternoon, just having some good fun among themselves, playing a little game of basketball, riding their bikes. And this is what the community is about, eh? The whole community spirit, you know. Kids playing with kids, children playing with children, family time. Today is Sunday, so everybody's just relaxing here to the north of us on that side. You know, we have Harmony Hall, and that's certainly they're still going, Nonsuch Bay, other little touristic areas in this area here. And so a lovely community in the Freetown community. And so the umpires are making their way out, so we should have an update for you shortly. Have the few of the community folks out here in the Freetown area supporting the games, and so we are very thankful for that. Okay, got a little update here for you. Seaview Farm, they made. This is Police. They made they are 172 for 5 from 28 overs. So Police continuing with some good batting there. They're coming up against Seaview Farm. So Police 172 for 5 from 28. It'll be good to hear what's going on in Willie Keys. Willie Keys versus Newfield. Willie Keys was bowled out for 67, and so that game should be near to finish. If not, yeah, let me see. So from the reports we're getting, Newfield has already eclipsed the 68 for 3. So Newfield has beaten Willie Keys. So Willie Keys once more coming out on the short end of the stick there. So not a good season in terms of results so far for the Willie Keys team. Not being able to really come in the victory column. Let me just give you a little review of what happened yesterday. We had Mahaiko versus Willie Keys. Willie Keys batted first. They made 130 for 9 in 32 overs. Ian Gore, senior, the old veteran, putting in 53. And Dean Williams, he scored 24. Taim Tong for Mahaiko, he had 3 wickets for 7 runs. And Jedediah Martin had 3 for 30. Mahaiko in reply, they made 136 for 4. Stephen Fain, he had 42, and Taim Tong was on 33, not out. So Mahaiko won that game by 6 wickets. And Kerry Skeppel looked like he got 3 for 21 there for Willie Keys. Police versus Newfield. Newfield, they made 167 for 5 in 33 overs. Edwin Jackson, he had 50 not out. Shamar Pereira, 33. Isaiah Bruni, he had 23. Ondell Boston, he had 2 for 38, and Police was able to chase down that score with relative ease. 168 for 2. Malik Gerald, he had 89. Damien, he played a wonderful innings there. That's Malik Gerald, 11 runs short of his century. Damien Valentine, he was 33 not out. He also played a very useful hand there. And Derek Maryland coming in the end and just seeing Police over the top. 21 without loss. Police winning there by 8 wickets. So the umpires are coming out there, and so I'm going to ask the technicians to see if they could get a word. They were just having a word with the captains there on the field of play, and so we're going to try and get some word as to what is the decision taken when play will resume here, and we will see what's going on here. So see if we can get an update. So we're going to try and get an update as to where this game will go. And so, ladies and gentlemen, remember you're watching the ACB Caribbean Dave Joseph 35 overs competition right here on the Parish League Network. We're here in the community of Freetown, and so we want to big up ACB Caribbean. Simply Smarter Banking for all of your banking and connectivity needs. Be sure to check them out there at the ACB Caribbean, your #1 financial institution on the island, ACB Caribbean. Cool and Smooth for all of your sporting apparels. Be sure to check them out there at the Market Complex, east of the Market Complex, and they will take care of you. Just let them know that you heard this on the Talking Parish League show on the Dave Joseph 35 over tournament. We're right here. And there you're getting a little viewpoint of the Freetown community as the youngsters down there just playing a little game of basketball and cricket there. So good to see the youngsters coming out and really enjoying themselves. We'll have a little spill there on the
the field, so they're cleaning up there. So we're looking out there on the community of Freetown. We're right here on the eastern neck of the island, and so just enjoying the scenery here having a nice trade breeze blowing across, coming across the Atlantic, coming across here, and you're seeing the different homes, the Freetown Primary School right here. As Coach Hughes and I were talking earlier, this should be the feeding ground, the brainchild of cricket development, not only cricket, but sporting development in the community of Freetown here. And so a wonderful, wonderful community here in the village of Freetown, very rich with its sporting history, having quite a lot of stalwarts coming out here from the community of Freetown. So we are right here in the hallway. You see this edifice here. I'm so pleasantly surprised coming up here and seeing this lovely pavilion here being constructed here for the community. And so we want to encourage the people of Freetown to take care of it. A lot of times, we get these edifices and people vandalize them and don't take care of them. You have to take care of these structure. These are for the youngsters to come. This is for their development, for their program. And so we want you to understand the importance of taking care of these edifices right here. All right, we're going to have the umpire. What's the position here? Umpire Jacobs is going to share with us what's going to happen here now. What's happening here now, Umpire Jacobs?
We're giving condition about half an hour before the next inspection to see if there's any improvement in the condition of play.
So we can assume that the Mahaiko innings will come to a close now, and the next start we have Freetown will be batting.
Yes, Freetown will be batting.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot, Umpire Jacob. Umpire, before you go any further, come here, let's talk a little bit, man. I mean, listen, you guys go on the field and, we talk a lot about the cricketers. We don't give you a lot of credit and, without you guys, there's no cricket. How long have you been doing this, my brother?
About 4 years, umpiring Parish League. But because of the COVID, it have a cease. Just come back this year.
All right. How What's one of the biggest challenge you would say you would have in umpiring? Because it's a very, very difficult position. There's a lot of pressure coming from the players. Every time I appeal, I expect you to give me out.
Yes, that is so. That is so, but we control the game, and umpire decision is final. So you have to have stamina out there. Because those players are not easy. Some of them behave like they want to play and still umpire the game. And we have to be in control all the time.
But how is that? Do you have a firm hand and say, hey, this is what I say, or do you have a cordial relationship with the players? How do you manage your game?
I have a cordial relationship, but still firm at the same time. Because when I call it, whatever decision I make decision. You can't hold my decision, but they still have a friendly interaction with the players out there.
All right. From your perspective, you've been following the game. How are the players reacting to the reintroduction of the cricket? They seem comfortable. They seem happy getting back on the player field.
Yes, they're very enthusiastic about playing the game. Like they couldn't wait for Parish to start to get going.
All right, well, umpire, we want to wish you all the best, and we want to just express appreciation, because a lot of times, we talk about all the hundreds, all the 5-wicket hauls that people make, and we sometimes overlook the importance, the role that the umpire plays. We know it's a very challenging, very difficult. Sometimes one decision can really just change the game, and I know, you're under a lot of pressure, but we do appreciate your effort.
That is something we have to iterate out there, that we Parish League and first class umpire here doesn't have the luxury of replay. So whatever decision, we have to stand by that.
And I think that is awesome. And again, we want to wish you and your colleague today, Nigel Brown, all the best, and really appreciate the effort that you're putting in for the Parish League circuit.
Thank you.
All right. So
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you had it. That was one of our umpires, Garfield Jacobs there. And so another 30 minutes where they're going to do another inspection. And so most definitely we may have some reduction in the overs and a revised target. But we'll be back in about maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes to give you an update.
Back there. Now, my psychic is here. And so you'll hear more of the psychic vocal because of time.
Good afternoon out there, you. Good afternoon to all of our viewers and listeners. Good to meet the house up there. Yeah, had a long day, man, really. But nevertheless, good to be here.
Police in pursuit of 168 what is suspended, but 15 smart vehicles to prevent Mali from getting any runs. So at the end of the 12th over, the score is 72-1 in pursuit of 100. So the father's combination was working and for 3 down, and so 3 down in pursuit of 208. 208, they are 42 in pursuit of 208 victory. As Willie Key, they got 131, and Igo got 53. Willie Key. And so they were 51 for 1 on 10.4. Yeah.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Point way over.
And that's 50 for Malik. Yes, 50. Yes.
Up there by Amos, and there, Gerald didn't need any other indication. He was into that, and he was part of that over 5 minutes before I come back.
That was cute. That was really good. That was really good. Got to go in the whole corner region. Really good.
Not often you see Amos being hard up like that. Doesn't look very penetrative, but I'm telling you, very effective with a really nice.
Ready? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. Yeah, we're on. We're both on. So we're back again here. A little intimate break. The umpire said they'll be doing an inspection in about 25 minutes. Now, Stephen, good afternoon. You won the toss and your team batted. You're 160 for 8 and about, well, obviously you will not be batting again. How do you feel about that performance after winning the toss?
Well, judging by the type of wicket we've had to face today, I think it was a good result in the end. I'm sure that who has been viewing the match thus far could see it had unpredictable bounce, etc. And so you had to really apply yourself to score that run. So we're quite confident with that on that type of wicket.
No, you've played up here before. Is that the customary condition of this wicket being playing a kind of up and down area?
If I'm going to be brutally honest, yes, I was actually expecting that. However, I would have thought that over the years, especially with the 2-year break from COVID, that there would have been some improvement on the wicket itself. But unfortunately, it's still the same. But yeah, both of us has to bat on it anyway. So we just try to apply ourselves as much as possible, get a result.
So you as a batsman going out there, having that in the back of mind, how do you prepare yourself for that kind of condition, knowing that, as you said, there's going to be some inconsistent bounce? How do you really prepare yourself mentally for that sort of condition there?
Well, actually, we've experienced a similar wicket like this at Newfield. So it's just a case of just getting forward to pitches like that and just playing each ball on its merit, ultimately. That's all you can do.
No, I want to get a little personal here now. I was watching the run out here on your innings, and we had a little debate here. Some persons were saying, it was the striker who was at fault, and I actually took a different view. I actually put a lot of the blame on you. I said, well, hey, yes, it may have been a single, but it takes 2 to run a single, and the batsman did not respond. What was going through your head as you were going down? Donna was not responding to you, but you just kept bolting down. What was really going through your head there?
Right. At that point, the guy was quite deep, so there was a single there. Unfortunately, Darren was ball watching. I expect a senior player as him, to be more assertive. On a normal circumstance, he would have taken that single. So I don't know if he had a brain freeze or something. And considering we didn't get the aggressive start that we would hope for, so we had to really, the outfield is quite slow. So we had to really apply ourselves, and any opportunity that we really need to take it. So, I would expect him to be more assertive and run for that single. I'm sure anybody who watches it can agree that there was a single, and it's just unfortunate that it resulted in me being 3/4 down the pitch and then get myself run out.
Speaking about the not getting that aggressive start, but you were able to get to 89, I think, for the loss of 2 wickets, and then when the 2 spinners came on, the batting started just slow down. Is there a hesitancy to the spin bowling? What is it? Because it looked like as soon as we had the double change of Payne and Harrell, your momentum started just quelled as a batting team.
Well, obviously the experience of Payne and also Harriet was very important, that we took advantage of the quicker bowlers from the start, because I knew that judging by the way the pitch is playing, it will ultimately deteriorate anyway and provide extra assistance for the spinners. So and also I keep heaping about the practice. I knew we haven't had much practice with spin, so I knew that was going to be a crucial point in the game.
Another thing we observed, Jedediah Martin, I think he was sent in at number 3, 1 down? Yes. Was that a specific plan? He came out and was really ultra aggressive. Was that a team plan, or that was just him playing a natural game of him?
Actually, he played a similar role yesterday. Got us to, when we lost the early wicket, he really got the runs scoring, ticking over, because again we faced a tricky wicket at Willie Keys, and it was important to play aggressive, and capitalize on any opportunity, any loose deliveries, which ultimately helped us yesterday. So, I spoke to him and I told him, the same approach today. He's the one of the ultimate number 3 batsmen. That's exactly what type of player we want to come in at number 3 to push the game ahead, especially for a wicket like that.
All right, so you're pretty comfortable with your score of 160. Obviously, there's going to be some adjustment with the score, with the time being lost and stuff like that. But how do you feel your bowling attack now will be able to defend whatever the final score would be?
Yeah, I mean, once we take all of our catches and we feel to the best of our ability, and all of our bowlers bowl in the right line and length and bowl to the field settings, I'm confident that we should be successful.
All right, I was looking at the standings, and I noticed your team is not doing too well. I think you've played 4 games, won 2 and lost 2, if I'm not mistaken. How do you assess your performance thus far for the season, and what do you look forward to in going forward?
Well, to be honest, there's definitely lots of improvement need to be done, but it is a result of the lack of practicing. I think the talent is there, but the lack of practicing is what is really keeping us back. And I plan to address that, with the team. We can't afford to just turn up on a game and expect to perform. We really need to spend some time and practice. So hopefully, the guys can reevaluate and think about, this first competition and really come strong in the next competition.
Speaking about practice, what was the situation with your grounds? I noticed that we had a couple of games scheduled for Mahiko, but they have been switched. Is there some challenge with the ground at the moment?
Yes, to a degree, and we're going to address that in the next tournament, for sure.
All right, well, Stephen, indeed a pleasure talking to you. All the best for the rest of this game and for the rest of the season to you and your team.
Thank you.
All right, all the best. All right, so we're here now with the representative for the Freetown team, Clayton Payne. Payne, Mahiko won the toss. They have reached 160 for 8, and I assume that their innings will come to a close and there'll be a revised target. But how comfortable you are with your bowling attack in terms of the score that they would have put on the board?
Well, to be honest, I thought that we started pretty well, and as the game went along, when Jedediah Martin came in, I think he took the attack to us and kind of put us back on the back foot a little bit. So then we decided that we were going to slow things down a little bit by introducing the spinners, try to pull back the game a little bit. I think we did a fairly good job bowling. I know when you were speaking to Stephen, he might have said that the pitch doesn't seem a good one, but to me, I only saw one ball fly today. And I think it played fairly well. The batsman got something out of it. I think, as you were speaking in the interview, you could have seen that the batsmen towards the spin bowlers are not as aggressive. They're very tentative. So that's why we decided to go with that option.
Yeah, the pitch. Well, from up here, when I came, I did notice the inconsistent ball, but it was more on one side, keeping low. As you said, there was only about, I think I saw 2 deliveries that really kicked up, but generally it kept low. But that's a general condition of the pitch here over the years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's to me, I've played on it worse. To me today, it wasn't as bad as I guess it's a mental thing when you go out there to bat on a wicket. If you think that it's not the best, you might be a little bit tentative. But to me, it didn't play badly. There were some balls that definitely batsmen would have went back to that weren't really short.
Right.
Which made it seems as though that the delivery might have kept low. But definitely, I didn't think it played too bad today.
Is it the type of soil that's out there that would contribute to that level of inconsistency in the bounce?
I think it's a bit uneven in some instances, some areas.
So
might have been.
They need to be dug up and
resurfaced
relayed and so.
or something like that.
Now back to the game.
you would have restricted them to 160. Well, I say we don't know what the revised target will be, but how do you guys plan to approach this innings? I know I was saying earlier, if Mahai could make 200, that would have been a competitive sport. And somebody just whispered in me, man, our chase down 200 runs yesterday now, so that is peanut. I mean, how confident is the batting in terms of chasing and making those runs?
Well, definitely our batsmen have grown in confidence. A few youngsters scored runs yesterday that haven't scored runs for the season.
That's good.
So definitely we were looking forward, if the game do continue today, yeah, we're looking forward to the run chase. Yesterday's game was Antoine Willock. He made 42 in the back end, and he's actually like a number 8 batsman. So
wow,
getting our batsmen from 1 to 8, getting some runs is a good thing going into the final stages of this tournament.
You just mentioned something there. I just want to piggyback a bit about getting back into the game. How has the community itself responded to sports, return, after being locked down for over 2 years, whatever? How has the community responded back to sport?
Well, I would say that there are a few regulars that they do come and watch cricket all the time, but we still haven't had a full support of the community, everybody coming out. We're hoping for it, given that we have this brand new pavilion, and we're going to have an opening ceremony shortly, and hopefully members of the community will come out and see what is going on out here, and will pledge their support and come and support the cricket, not only in Parish League, well, at Freetown, but follow Freetown around, because a few years back we did have supporters that followed Freetown, and we want to get back that interest.
Now you mentioned the pavilion, because as I walked in, I drove in, because I was expecting to go and sit down here, because the last time I came, that's where I sat. So that's where I was expecting to go and sit. So when I drove in and I saw this, I said, whoa. So I was just astonished. So just give us a little, if you know the history, give us a little history of how this was conceptualized and to how it got to this state at this moment.
Well, I would be lying to tell you that I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I know.
Well, tell me the story,
What I can tell you is Neil played a big part in building it. You understand? Neil is a builder,
yes.
So but I don't know the logistics really as to how the pavilion came about, but I know at the opening ceremony I think things would be laid out for the fellas and so on, so everybody would have a good understanding as to what the plan is for Freetown cricket moving forward from this pavilion.
Well, and as I was saying to I think it was Coach Hughes while we were commentating, I was saying, I don't only see this pavilion as a cricketing pavilion. It's a sporting, cultural, a community project. Yeah. And so I am really hoping that we can instill in these youngsters, in the community guys, that they have to care it. Yeah. Too often we put down structures, and people just feel they can come and vandalize it, do as they please with it, and we don't want that, because when you put down stuff like this, it's not only for us, it's for generations to come, and to appreciate and development of the community.
And you're correct. It's a milestone. It's a significant monument to our society, because if you look around many of the Parish League fields, there are no pavilions. You understand? And as you're saying, this could be a state of the art. This could be a leader in getting other Parish League teams to want to have a pavilion and take the cricket more seriously, because we need to take cricket more seriously in Antigua.
Well, most definitely, and my colleague on our show on Thursday, Taddy Arundel, he always speaks about the facility, having that clubhouse where after the game, whether it be cricket, football, basketball, whatever sport we played, after the game, everybody doesn't have to just disappear. We can sit down, have a review, talk about what's happening, how
have a little tea,
a review, right? Whatever it is, and so he has always identified as these structures being very, very crucial to the development of the community.
Yeah, and one of the things that over the years has been rather, I wouldn't say disgusting, but shameful, is that when I was a youngster, if I would go to Sweets to play cricket, or to they call it John Hughes or whatever, you would see me standing up under a tree taking off my clothes and putting back on my clothes. If I want to go and use
want
the
to relieve
bathroom,
yourself, right.
I have to go in the bush, and and I think we need to move away from that. And just like what you're saying, people need to have a little privacy, a little place to relax and be comfortable.
Yeah.
You understand?
But y'all must maintain. There must be discipline around here. You should not allow anybody to come and desecrate this place, destroy it. It must be for the community, and the community people must play a role in keeping it, alive and going. 'Cause that is very, very crucial.
It is.
Now, it looks like the umpire is back out, and so play is going to resume. But before we get there, just tell me a little bit about your season now. How would you evaluate the Freetown season thus far in the ACB Caribbean Dave Joseph 35 overs competition?
Well, I would say I didn't play much matches. Today is my actual first match for Freetown.
Okay, making a debut. Well, you might get a loss on your first on your debut.
Well, I hope not. But I've been following the scores. From what I've heard, we've been playing very well. We have a few guys that have been scoring some runs in Austin Richards Jr., Dylan Wills. He's been getting some scores. Our bowling has been good as well, been tight. Kareem Richards, he has been bowling some very tight overs in the early.
He looked pretty good today. Really looked pretty
Yes.
good today.
And Antoine Willock as well, and I heard Yannick made some runs as well. So overall, the overall team performances has been good. I think they're enjoying their cricket. For me personally, today, I really enjoyed playing with Freetown today. We didn't have a lot of bickering. We didn't have a lot of arguments on the field. Everybody looked like they were enjoying the game. So and that is what you want. That is what you want as a team, and that way the team, you will win matches. You will have camaraderie. People will play for each other, and then you will win championships.
Well, I'm going to wish you and your team all the best. I see the umpires out there with two representatives, so I believe a final decision would be coming forward. So, I'm going to... okay, they asked me to continue. Okay, but Payne, you if I'm not mistaken, you would have played with Empire
Nation.
Empire Nation, yes.
Correct.
So you played on Saturday?
I did.
I
I was unfortunate to get out early on Saturday. A ball hit me on the pad and rolled back on the stump.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I got
one of those freak
out-bowled.
dismissal.
Yeah. I got out bowled, and in the bowling wasn't so good as well.
But Empire Nation, and I haven't seen any of the game, but from my reports, you started a bit wobbly. Then in the middle, you caught your stride. You did pretty well in the back end.
Yeah.
I think a lot of persons that I heard that were talking about had you as a favorite. Empire Nation. Where did it all go wrong in that semi-final game?
I think one of the issues that we had was the togetherness of the team, just like what I was just speaking about in terms of Freetown team. That was one of the issues that we had as a team, and we spoke about it. We nipped it in the bud, and hopefully in the 2-day on the T20 series, we will come back strong and play together as a team, and hopefully win some matches.
All right, so we're joined here by a youngster. Introduce yourself. I'm not too familiar with the name.
Hello, my name is Yannick Watley. I'm
Oh.
17 years old.
Oh, so this is
At the Princess Margaret School.
hey, big up, Princess Margaret School. Oh, so Yannick, how did you enjoy bowling out there today?
Well, I didn't really enjoy it, but
Why you didn't enjoy it?
because the no balls.
Yeah, I noticed you had a little challenge with the no ball. What was causing that? Was it your run up or
Yeah,
just
my run up.
run up? Okay. But other than that, how did you feel out there?
Felt good.
Felt good.
Yeah.
All right. You play for the Princess Margaret team also.
Yes, sir.
How is that? How is that? I understand school cricket is back
Yeah.
out. How is that?
Well, I didn't play the first game
Okay.
because I have classes
Okay.
for CXC.
For CXC.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me take this opportunity to wish you all the best
Yes,
on
sir.
your CXC result. Are you from the Freetown area?
Yes, sir.
So, what it is like playing for your community? I mean, you grew up as a young boy. You would have seen all of the
Feels good.
stalwarts around. How does it feel now, representing your community on the
Feels
big
good.
stage?
It feels really good.
As a youngster growing up in the community, who were some of your idols that you saw within the community that you would have said, hey, I would like to be like that person or emulate that sort of individual?
My cousin Austin Richards Jr. or my dad, Pranav Watley.
Oh, you're from the Watley clan. All right. So, well, I want to wish you all the best going forward. Keep your head on and and just work on your game and continually improve going forward.
Yes,
And
sir.
how you feel is your chances of your team to overtake whatever score is given today?
Well, I don't think we can pass the score, but
You don't think you can pass the score?
it depends on how much you need.
They did. No, they made 160. We don't know what the revised total is
Yeah.
going to be. We're waiting on the umpires
Yeah.
to give us an update. But yeah, what about your batting? You don't think your batting is good enough to
Yeah.
overhaul?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they can count on you for some runs too?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Mr. Watley, all the best, and it's nice talking to you, and all the best in your future.
You too, sir.
All right. All right. So we're joined by another, I wouldn't say rookie, but another youngster on the scene, Isaiah Bruni. No, you're not Isaiah. You are Malinga Bruni. All right. See, I'm putting a crown on you too early. Malinga, how was batting out there today?
Well, it was good. I know I could do better, but just I need to train more and make myself feel comfortable when I bat. And yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. Now, how did you find the wicket playing out there today?
Well, it was alright, even though it was not that level or anything, but it was alright for today. Yeah.
Okay, you've been around for a while. You're still young, but you've been around for a while. Your personal game, how do you find it's developing to moving up the chart?
Well, during the games I play, my first 2 games was not good, but I keep training. I came back and I do better. So then I feel like I could do better and continue up for my sports.
Now, I notice on the field you do a little bowling and a little batting. Is there any preference with which discipline you would like to concentrate on, or you want to craft both of those skills going forward?
Yeah, I like to craft both of them going forward, yeah.
Or which one do you prefer most at the moment?
At the moment, my batting, because my bowling is alright. It's good for now until I need get strength to bowl more faster.
More faster. Okay, yeah. You need to put on a little more mass and strength like that. Now, I know your dad works very close with you. What's the relationship with you and your dad, especially when it comes to the whole cricketing aspect?
My dad, he pushed me through when I was small age. He used to bring me to cricket, stadiums, West Indies and all that. He brought me there. He trained me, and once and 2 times he brought me by a coach to because he didn't always have the time for me. So basically, he trained me for my whole life.
All right. And you have played a little bit with the Rising Sun team in the first class competition, and now you're playing with the Mahaiku team in the Parish League cricket. Do you see are you feeling any major difference dependent on the league you're playing with, or can we say cricket is cricket?
Well, the difference was for Rising Sun. I only bat the first game. I bat very well, and for this now, I feel like I doing better and all, making more runs and all that. Yeah.
All right. School? Do you play for? Which school do you go to?
Princess Margaret School.
Oh man, oh boy, the big teams are here. The Princess Margaret School. How is it like? How has your season been so far with the reintroduction of school cricket?
School cricket. For our first game, we won. Yeah, I captained the team, and we won our first game.
Okay. You play grammar school yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so make sure you beat grammar school.
Yeah.
That one is for Taddy. All right, make sure you beat grammar school.
Yes.
But Malinga, all the best to you. Keep on working on your game, and most of all, keep that discipline. A lot of times, we have the talent, but if we're not disciplined, it will all fall apart. And all the best to you in the future.
Thank you, sir.
All right, all the best. All right, well. This is the interview me want to do how long? Me with Pandisha for umpteen. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce to you, look dear man, warm to you, no camera. Let me introduce to you a stalwart, a legend, the great
I call him Yummy, but that's Nigel Brown. Nigel Brown, good afternoon and welcome to ACB Dave Joseph 35 overs competition, Mike.
Afternoon.
What do you have to tell the people today, Yummy?
Well, today the game ended in a draw. The rain came down.
Wow.
Yeah, Freetown have to chase 161, but the rain came down, so the game came to a halt. The pitch wet, so we have to call up that game.
Wow, that amount of rain. I was saying up here the ground is dry, so it would absorb the moisture, but I guess it's not like that outside there.
That's correct.
Wow.
I talk like you.
Wow. Yeah, but I was then wondering if it's because the soil is a bit loose and so the mud and so it would create. Yeah. All right. Well, Yummy, now that I have you, 'cause I don't normally get you on the mic. How many years you umpiring now?
You have to ask Mark that.
I have to ask Mark that. Mark has a while.
Mark, I think umpiring well over 20 years.
Well over 20 years.
Yeah.
And as I ask Garfield, what is one of the challenging? You would say the biggest challenge you would have as an umpire?
The biggest challenge? Well, nothing really.
The players don't heckle you, the players don't?
Yeah. Some of them, I don't love to give LB. If you're out, I have to send you. But it's challenging with the players, you have to make out with them. You know, they only give you a little problem, but it's just, you have to keep your head on.
All right. And, doing this thing over and over and over, is it something that you enjoy doing? Is it something that you look forward to doing?
Yeah, but sometimes I wish the team I umpire for, it's like I'm umpiring for a certain team, sometimes I wish they have an umpire. If they don't have any umpire, I will come and say, yeah.
But as I told Garfield there a while ago, we really want to express our appreciation. Because a lot of times we speak about the 100 runs the batsman scored, the 5 wickets the bowler take, and we don't give the umpires or even the field preparation. We talk about what an excellent pitch being prepared by the groundsman.
That's correct.
And a lot of time we don't really appreciate the umpires, standing in that sun, having to always get it right, the pressure that is on you, and so we just want to express real gratitude and appreciation for what you guys bring to the game every day.
All right.
Well, Yummy, it was good to have you on the mic. So, guys, get a look at this man here. This is the great Nigel Brown, Yummy, a.k.a. Yummy. And Yummy, all the best to you. And indeed, a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we look to wrap up this segment, quite surprising to me. I really thought that the ground would have been able to absorb the moisture here, but the umpire says no, and so the ground apparently is unplayable. So we are going to, this match has been officially called off as a draw, and so both teams apparently will be sharing the points, and so we will be back next week at one of the venues bringing you more live coverage of the ACB Caribbean Dave Joseph 35 overs competition. So on behalf of Coach Abdel Hughes and our technician Arden and Mark and our scorers that we had, we want to say thanks to everyone, and we want to ask everyone to keep staying safe, be good, and we'll be back. Remember, you can join us tomorrow on our Parish League network for another program by Marvelous Mervyn, and then on Talking Sports, yes, Talking Sports, and then of course, we're on Wednesday, we have Kenneth Benjamin, we have Tuesdays too. Also, well, every day of the week, be sure to log on to the Parish League network, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. We are live, and definitely, I'm inviting you on Thursday to join Taddy and myself on Talking Parish League, where we'll bring you another exciting and informative show. So on behalf of all of us, have a good evening, everyone. Stay safe.